So what is this we looking at? Now we got this. We on a green screen in front of a open fire. Okay. Okay. Since you got me reversed, you got me on the green screen. Okay.
We in that thing, yeah.
We in that thing, yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Double Down. We are testing right in front of y'all's face, man. We are live testing. I hope you can hear the audio. If you can't, then your mama had you too close to the TV as a child, and now your ears ain't no damn good. I got the chat up. The chat says they love you already, Heather. Heather been on
Hi.
here 33. And already she has won the hearts of the people.
Oh my God, I'm so
See what
honored.
happened? I mean, I can't take your ass nowhere. You winning the hearts and minds of people already.
Can they just put in the comments that they can't hear though? Can they just tell us?
Yeah, I'm reading comments in real time.
All right, cool.
So it's like, yeah, we can hear the music. Glad to see you back. I can see and I can hear her. Run your mic low. How's my mic low?
Get it together.
I mean, I can cut my mic up a whole bunch more, but I was trying to make sure. Okay, how about now? See, a lot of people say that they can hear just fine. So I'm not
I hear you.
Much. Yeah, see, if you got good headphones, yeah, if you drop your phone in water, you probably can't hear me that well.
Okay. All right, guys, I'm live in the chat. So
oh, you don't want to jump in the chat, Heather? That's what I'm talking.
I got 22% on my tablet. So when it's gone, it's gone. So y'all got me for 22. Let me turn my light down so I can make that last as long as possible.
When we out, we out. That's it. Ain't gonna be no more. Okay.
Yeah, so y'all got me for a minute. I might argue that. Yeah, when the battery go, then I'm quiet until I get to the laptop.
That's gonna be it. So for those of y'all wondering what the hell the double down is, y'all know me. I love to argue, I love to debate, and I love to converse. But you cannot do that with somebody who is not equally as smart as you are, because then it becomes bullying. So I scoured the world. I found somebody who can argue with me about anything, from sandwiches to songs to social issues to sweets and treats and all things savory, all the way from Detroit, Michigan, because she had went to fish and then she had came back to Michigan. Goddamn me. I have my lovely co-host, Heather JH, in the building. If you are unfamiliar with her,
just go to one of Ron's statuses. I'm the one.
Get out from under a rock. That means you don't follow me on Facebook. Yeah, man. So if you do follow me on Facebook, then you know that we go at it about everything. So I said, hey, let's go at it in front of the people. Let's get a people. See, now this is where you come in the chat room, because y'all are the Amen corner. Okay, if one of us is making a good point and you agree with that shit, get in the comments and let people know that you agree. I'm with you when you're right. I'm against you when you're wrong. So
in the words of Howard Hewitt, say amen.
Let the whole church, from all the way to the back pew. Now, speaking of I'm with you when you're right, that is going to be one of our segments. I'm with you when you're right, which means we're going to have a segment where we ain't disagreeing with each other. This is our time where we can kumbaya as Black men and Black women and find the things that we agree upon. You know, we don't argue about everything. We're not beefing about everything. So when you're right, you're right. And on top of that, we're going to have other segments. Now, this is a segment, Heather, I just thought up not too long ago, because I've been seeing a lot of it in the news. So, and being that me and you are both parents, I feel like it's a good segment. And this is My Mama Woulda Never. My Mama Woulda Never. So that's going to be one of our segments. And if you have anything that you would like to contribute watching at home on your devices or streaming this worldwide, then be sure that you send it on in, jump in the DM, send us some content that you feel like should be covered here on the Double Down. Now that's enough for general housekeeping. Let's go ahead and get the thing going. You ready to go ahead and get the thing going? Let me see what they're talking about in the chat first.
Let's go. I'm ready for the first topic.
Well, says she's coming in more louder than you. Well, that's good because I like for black women to feel seen and heard. My voice is loud enough. You know what I'm saying?
I got iPhone mic.
That might be what that is, you know.
Ron got a droid.
I'm Android, I see the mic and everything, the background and whatnot. So
yeah, that little crackling fireplace is hilarious.
That might be what's making my audio mess up, is the crackle in the fire behind me. But anyway,
that's real Thanksgiving. You got us looking real November-ish.
I felt it was seasonal, but you know, because we starting the year off, so the leaves are gone. Fires are still fireplacing, but they do have us sitting at this kumbaya table.
There's a pumpkin behind us, bro. This is such a dated background. It's not appropriate for the new year.
I don't like it. We're gonna change it in real time.
And I didn't even realize this is a table right here. This is supposed to be a Thanksgiving table.
But like who sits this much up on the table? Like
a kindergarten teacher. This looks like they were cutting out leaves to take home to their parents.
You can't
unsee it.
You can't. I feel like they was drawing handprint turkeys.
Yeah, all right, that's cool. We're gonna have this together. Don't worry, we're gonna get the right background, or we're gonna just use our own backgrounds. I got Batmobiles behind me, so
Batmobile.
What TV sitcom apartment is this? And what designing women too close for comfort ass?
I feel like this is one of them interior design apps. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, this is like an IKEA thing.
All right.
Anyway.
I don't fast Batman. I don't fast Batmobile and Nightwing on the bike. Y'all can't fuck with that.
Regularly black.
I love DC art. If anybody want to tag me in some fresh art, I could put behind me.
You like DC more than Marvel?
I do. I can't hang up. All I can do is the Batmobile. It's like if you look real close, it's a little tiny white man on a bike, but he got a mask on. I have a problem putting white faces on my wall. That's why I can't do like a different kind of poster. But if it's if it's arty, it's like if it's a fly ass Joker or Catwoman or something, I might break the rule.
So you hold DC universe over Marvel universe, or you just got like one or two?
No, I'm dead ass DC. I ride hard in the paint.
So who's your favorite DC character?
Superman. All day.
Well, I feel like
up on that.
People that are DC fans are DC fans because Superman is the strongest comic book character, period. Like he's stronger than Thor and Iron Man put together.
Wow. Yeah, wouldn't have been no end game with Superman there. That would never happen. That Infinity War would never happen. But
did you see the end part of Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Yeah, how when Superman showed up, the problem was solved in 5 seconds.
No,
it took them 2.5 hours for what they solved in 5 seconds.
Not so much that, but when he woke up, he was pissed the fuck off, and it wasn't nothing nobody could do to calm him down. Like,
no, it was Pet Cemetery all day. Yeah.
So like that lets people know that if Superman ever decided that he didn't fuck with us, it wouldn't be nothing.
They would need some kryptonite, dead ass. But that's what got him in that problem to begin with. So that's why that wasn't the solution. But
I think Superman is allegory for government. Like that's the checks and balances. Like we keep a little kryptonite just in case you decide you don't fuck with us. And I
think because Superman was invented, I think in the late 20s or something. I feel like by a white man. I feel like somebody just felt really powerless. You know what I mean? Because whoever the guy was, the Bob, whatever guy, like I feel like he he probably was like a little clerk or something. He probably was getting dogged out every day, like, give me my coffee, you know. He just felt so powerless. And he created a character that was indestructible. Like nobody could fade him. And I feel like he saw himself, you know, or his own inner. I think he probably was more like Clark Kent in real life, the little shy dude, everybody dogged out.
He was. Superman was invented based off like how comparative he is. It's like he's more faster than a speedy locomotive. Ain't nobody taking locomotives these days. Like you'd have to be that was old Teslas with a full battery, or like, you know, guts with NOS in it. Like can't compare Superman to no train. Ain't nobody taking trains no more.
And the thing is, when you do take the train, like, because the train is kind of cool, like to relax to, but when you take it, it feels like you're going 3 miles an hour. Like, I don't know the last time you've been like on an Amtrak. It's like, is this thing moving? And and then you're just there. You're like, oh, okay. It didn't even feel like we were doing anything, let alone going fast. But in films, like the Westerns and stuff, the train be seeming like it's going 1,000,000 miles an hour.
It's because the person that was riding next to the train was on a horse. So the horse was way slower than the train. The train was killing that horse. But like when you in the train, like you get to see the whole tree pass you by. Like
you do
all of the tree. You see the backside, and then you see this side of the tree. Meanwhile, when you in other stuff, you just tree. So
right.
It seems like it's moving slow until you watch one of them videos where people can't seem to get out the way of the train. That's when you know that train moving way quicker than he give himself credit.
You mean like The Fugitive?
No, I mean like
the train hit the bus.
Yeah, or like people, or like cars. Like how you couldn't get your car or yourself out the way.
Oh, you mean when you like when and the car won't start and the train is coming? Yeah.
I'm gonna go and get out this car because
I got to get out this car. Car got to get pummeled. I'm getting out this car. But it's always, you know, it's always a seatbelt don't work. It's always like oh my God. It's never just open the door, get out of the car.
That lets me know that they grew up way too privileged because you don't know how to react in high pressure situations. You ain't never party and heard out of nowhere and had to get low and crack. You ain't never been at no barbecue and heard, well, fuck it then, and had to keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
You know like, if you've been in pressure situations, you know how to respond. Oh my God, my car just quit halfway across these train tracks. Ding, 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 ding. Oh my God, these arms just closed in front and behind me.
And my kids is fussing. First of all, y'all shut up and take your seatbelts off. Get your baby brother out that car seat. We getting out this motherfucker.
Quick segue. In that moment, you got one kid to pick.
You got one. Oh my God.
Are you picking that kid that's going to be like really great in life? Or are you picking one that you really, really fuck with?
You know, Ron, we only have one child apiece. So this is like single child, only child privilege talking. Like, bro, we can't answer that question. We just can't. We've only got the one kid.
You got one kid that's cute. Everybody love them, but they make like solid F's on everything. They ain't gonna be shit when they get grown. And you got that one child that's really gonna come through for you, but they get on your damn nerves, probably because they just like you. Which one you gonna say?
Bro, whoever closest to the door. Come on. We got seconds to make life or death decisions. I'm fucked either way. The surviving kid is fucked either way. We all in survivor's remorse therapy for the rest of our lives. No matter what. Ain't you ever seen Ordinary People? Bro, the kid that lives is miserable.
Whoever got their seatbelt on, by the time I get back there, can come with me.
Whoever can jump on my back, whoever know how to do what we got to do to get the fuck about this car.
Yeah, monkeys in the barrel.
Yeah, the weak child is gonna be the one that probably don't make it.
The fat child is the one that ain't gonna make it.
The one that can't scramble, the one that can't think on his feet.
Mama didn't have the upper body strength to pull you out that day.
She ain't had an upper body strength to pull you out and kick that door open with her foot. Yeah. Yeah, see, my son, when he was a kid, he would have got frozen. Like he would have froze. So that would kind of hit kind of hard because I'm like, oh yeah. And then he was a time I used to be like, what we gonna do if something happened? This little boy gets so nervous. You know.
I wonder about my daughter. I wonder in a high pressure situation where my daughter live because she stops and says, huh, at the wrong damn time sometimes. I could be cooking, something about to burn, and she be standing right in front of the drawer with the spatulas in it. And I'd be like, baby, hand that a spatula out of that drawer. Huh? Daddy, spatula. It's like, where were you? Where were you just now? Where was your head? You're gonna die. You're gonna die in a high pressure situation.
Yeah, the Zoomers, they will hunt you to death. There's no doubt about that. They want to know what's going on. They want full clarity before they do anything. But I think that's the privilege of us raising them in better situations than some of us are raised in, because we ain't have a second to go home.
When I was little, my mom used to say I was always in that damn TV. And I know my baby got that honest. She got it honest because I'll call her name and she won't hear me. And then I'll come all the way to her room and just be looking at her. She haven't even acknowledged that I'm in the doorway. She haven't even felt my presence in the room yet. And then all of a sudden she'll just snap out of it and look over. Did you call me daddy? Yes, I called you. If I'd have been a killer, you'd have been dead. Oh my God.
Yeah. But do you remember our first topic?
I do.
I do. Okay. I hope it's the same topic because we can talk about it. I hope it's the same.
I remember our first topic.
All right. What do you think it is? Or what do you remember it as?
Okay, wait. See, so we got this chat amongst ourselves that they can't see. I'm gonna type it and then you let me know if I'm right.
On the Zoom? Yes, that's it. Yes.
Okay, yes.
The invasion. You specifically called it the invasion.
Yes. So I sure hope y'all got y'all some whiskey pulled up and a little bit of tweed rolled up because we got us a real debate for y'all tonight. Tonight's topic, I present the invasion of the body counters.
Let's go.
The invasion of the body counters. Why has a body count become so important as of late in popular society? Who's counting? What's the true count? Does anybody give their real number? Does anybody know their real number anymore?
Damn.
Let's dive into it. Take it away, Heather J.
Body counts are dumb in 21st century dating relationships. They're tied directly to, you never hear body counts about guys. They're tied directly to the patriarchy and a man's need to diminish a woman and label her in such a way that he can excuse himself from his own bad behaviors. Because once he labels her a hoe, now he doesn't have to do certain things that are required of him. You know what I mean? And the ideal probably doesn't exist, such as treat her a certain kind of way. He doesn't have to respect her. He doesn't have to treat her with dignity. So if he wants to disappear for 3 days and come back on Wednesday like, yo, what's up? That's okay, because she's just a hoe. But if she were, this ideal that doesn't exist, because if you teach high school for 6 months, you'll find out everybody lost their virginity at 12. So the ideal you're looking for just doesn't exist. But if she did, then it would be okay for her to say, you're not doing good enough. You're not earning enough money. You're not stepping up enough. But as long as he could throw a little label on her, he can say she ugly. He can say she fat. He can say she a hoe. It's certain things that will allow him from a societal, from his own peers, it's okay for him to treat her lesser than. And her body count allows him to do that. So I encourage all women to say 0. I don't care if you got 6 kids in the room, say 0.
Wow. Okay, now see, now you went a lot of places right there, Heather J. I wasn't expecting you to end up there though. Because
with the lie?
Yeah, at 0.
Oh.
Here's why.
Okay.
Because if a woman's body count is what you say it is used by men as a way of devaluing a woman. It's used as a way of measuring how much respect that you owe her or you don't owe her. Then I would posit that the best way to rid society of that is for every woman to be honest. If it's true what you said, that every woman lost her virginity at 12 and no woman lives this pristine fairy tale life that women have been presenting for the last 100,000 years, then the best way to do away with the societal norm is to do away with the societal lies. So why not tell a person your full-fledged number? I think the reason why women don't tell the full-fledged number is because of what you said. And it's not respect, it's treatment. What I mean by that is there's a certain standard or level of treatment that comes with every woman that has a certain number. So let's just put it in the tens for people that are looking for a metric. So if your number is 0 to 10, well, then you're able to dictate a certain thing, a certain dynamic in a relationship. If your number is 10 to 20, then you're able to dictate a certain dynamic. If your number is 90 to 100, then you can't walk around with the same level of dictation as a woman whose number is 0 to 10.
Even though it has nothing, even though it ultimately has nothing to do, one has nothing to do with the other. But yeah,
have a lot to do with each other. And I think that it's because of the societal standard that's placed on men. They're interchangeable because of what's required of men in society. Men place standards on the type of woman that we want to deem our woman, the woman that we're willing to die for, the woman that we're willing to always put her safety, her provision, and her health and welfare above our own. That can't be a woman that every man has had. If a woman wants to position herself in society like she's the prize, aka a nigga always got to pay when we go out, a nigga always got to put you before myself, you're the catch, you're the prize, well then you can't be no prize if everybody has won you. That's a trinket.
Well, but the strip culture would tell us differently, because if it was,
you said the strip culture?
Yeah, because if it's the girl who's hot because she has a big butt, or because I'm not talking about the strip club. I'm not saying a stripper. I'm saying the culture tells us different, because there are women who are kind of known, or they're only known because of their body work or the work they've done with their bodies. And they're on a pedestal and they're considered tens, and men would do anything to have them, including spend all their money. So that's not entirely true either. Well, it's just about how you treat me.
And keeping. There are a lot of women that are known for their body work that are, very desirable and sought after by a lot of men, but they all just seeking the conquest. They all want to smash. They all don't want to marry. Like when dudes speak about, let's say, Lori Harvey, for example, I don't hear a lot of dudes saying, "Ooh, I want to marry her."
Well, that's because she would also say no. So she has shown you guys that she's not interested in marrying you.
Even before Michael B. Jordan, when it jumped off the deep end, which I don't know what you're thinking about, because that goes towards the whole thing. Like, there are some men who really don't care what a woman's body count is if he feels she is the best woman he will ever get.
He was in love, and when people are in love, sometimes they want to get married. It's just, It's okay, guys. It's okay to be in love. It's okay.
Men only fall in love with women that are out of our league.
Oh, I don't know if I agree with that.
I know you don't, because you're not a man. But men.
Well, I'm just looking at my first husband. I don't think I was out of his league.
Yeah,
he was in love with me.
He thought you were out.
No.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't. Well, I mean, I'm just basing on things he said. I don't think he thought.
You gotta remember, he got you when you was 18.
Oof.
You was young. Everything was tight. You had a head.
Everything is still tight. Thank you very much. Don't you be trying. It ain't gotta be. It's still good though. Okay. we ain't finna do this. Okay, every week.
Why are you talking about it like it's a you? Like, it's still right.
Listen.
You know, cracks in the leather.
It's a classic car.
But my point is, them tires aren't as treaded as they were when you first off the lot. Them tires are the ball, you know, these days.
Nigga, I'll beat your ass if you was sitting here in front of me. We can't be in the studio together. You're not about to be talking to me like this.
Yeah, you like the way I put that. You like the way I put that. Them tires ain't as treaded.
Wait a minute. Oh my God.
Hey, and to that same point, I'm not the same V8 motor that I used to be when I was out here 18 and 22. I'm probably about a V6.
Everybody gets better. That's the whole thing. Hey, you're not.
Yeah.
Okay. We're better now than we were 18. Okay, I hope so.
The car can't take no more wrecks, which is why I'm a better driver. Why I drive so good now. I know ain't no more accidents in this one. Can't have it.
Insurance too high.
And then I still got all my original parts. You know, they don't even make parts for 80s models no more. Hell no, you had to get the rebuild. But I'm telling you, when your first met you when you was 17 and you was just young Puerto Rican Heather out here in these Detroit streets with the Puerto Rican hair and the black girl booty, he was like, damn, I don't even think I could qualify for that. But he was just a shade older than you, just a sliver older than you, which gave him the ability to buy liquor and other things that your young gallivanting ass wanted. He had access to grown ass life. He was already grown already. So you saw the advantages of being with him. He saw how an uptick would be just in his ego with being with you. I guarantee you, if you go look at the woman he dated before you versus the woman he dated after you, those two women are in two total different leagues, and you are the linchpin in between them. In other words, the girl before you might have been a 5, and the girl after you might have been a 7, and that's because you were the 6. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I can speak from personal experience. I got my first pretty girl in 7th grade. After that, I knew getting pretty girls was possible. It was like, oh no, she gonna have the cute face. I don't care what kind of body she got. She gonna be real cute in her face. Because I can get cute girls that's cute in their face. I've proven it. I have proof of concept since 7th grade. Once you get the girl, once you get the bad chick that make her own money, everything after that got to be fine with her own money. I have proof of concept.
I mean, that probably works on both sides though. Girls probably do the same thing. Like once you get a baller, you know what I'm saying? You know, you can get ballers. You know what I'm saying?
He was cool riding a bus until that first dude pulled up in a car. After that, every dude after that has to have a car. No, it does not make her a bad person to not fool with dudes that's on the bus. But she has proof of concept of what she's worth. This is why women that had a baller or a shot caller or a top tier dude in her 20s will not accept in her 40s that she can't get a man like that no more.
They're still out there. That's the problem. They're still there.
And then there's a dude that's 40 that been wanting her since they was in their 20s. He never could get her. And now that she has fallen off a little bit, he can get her. And he is going to restore her back to that person that she thought she was in her 20s, because he has been, it's like if Steve and Laura got together in their 30s. Laura got 2 kids now. She be
by who? Bumper who?
By all them other dudes she dated.
All them other dudes.
Because Laura had a whole bunch of boyfriends. She had 2.
She wasn't necessarily sexually active. She kind of went out of her way to it was a whole episode about how she was a virgin and how she wasn't having sex. So I mean,
she was ran through.
It's okay to have boyfriends, y'all. See, here's and this is another point we need to speak on. I think y'all think everything is a body count. Everything is not a body count. A body count is specific to sex. I can hang out with somebody. That's not part of my body count. Okay, we dated, but if we didn't sleep together, he's not my body count.
But here's the thing, because y'all are so dishonest about who you did and didn't sleep with.
Nobody. Nobody. Not a soul.
Yeah, like women have a whole that meat didn't count list. Like I just thank God that, to my knowledge, I'm not on nobody's didn't count list. Like that's why I strive.
I hope that's true.
That's why I strive to be famous. I want my daughter to be proud of me, and I want
by being fuckable. That's gonna make her proud. No. And all the bitches will fuck my daddy.
No, I said that's why I strive to be famous. Number one, somebody proud of me, but number 2, so all the women that have gave me some coochie be like, you know what? Yeah, even if I am on her don't count list, that immediately moves me over to the list, the actual list.
Well, it was that one time.
Making it?
I might have hit. Yeah, okay, I know him.
It's a
one. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna call you by your real name. That's the number one giveaway. When they want to call you by your real name, like the girl that had sex with Drake before he got on the ship, like, I know Aubrey.
Are you talking about Aubrey? Like, he was at his house, so you was his real male, so you know his real name. No, I'm talking about them girls that's like, at first, I was just a dude she smashed, and then she look up on the TV and realize, oh no, I smashed Black Run. Like, one of our aunties, there's somebody watching right now who mama or auntie let Flavor Flav beat, and she still brags on that. Like, I took Kool Mo D down in 91.
She's not saying it like that. What she's saying is, I used to date. We're not visceral like that. So it's not going to be sexual. It's going to be the dating, or the fact that it isn't that she smashed him that she's bragging about. It's that he treated her like a queen. It's going to be like, he used to come get me, take me out. He ain't look like he do now. He wasn't that bad looking. It's going to be something like that. It's not going to be, she's not going to talk about, I slept with him. She's going to be like, he bought me drinks,
some girls be smooth, like, smashed him, took him down. I did
That's
that.
Revenge.
Yeah.
That's she's trying to hurt somebody.
Trying to ruin his life.
She's trying to hurt somebody when she talking like that. Girls don't just talk like that for no reason.
She probably don't look nothing like how she looked when he took her down. Them be the main one. That's what dudes, and that's the difference between women and men. I believe that's why women are very much so, no, I don't care who said they smashed me. If I didn't have that man's child, we never slept together. If he and I weren't married and I didn't have his child.
And even then.
Unless you got videographical proof of me.
Show me the Carfax.
I'm talking about, I got to be holding my ID and the family Bible turned open to the page with my entry on it. And I got to be getting smashed on my grandmama's.
At the same time. And even then,
if my face is in the camera,
if my face ain't showing, it ain't me.
So, like, with dudes, we more like we get embarrassed later on in life. Like we just chilling, and then out the woodworks comes some booger wolf. Like I used to hit him, and it's like,
like I said, she want to hurt somebody. The girl that does that is feeling very eclipsed, and she's feeling devalued by you, and so she wants to embarrass you to get her lick back because you made her feel bad.
Most comedians' first baby mama be.
That's because that's who had the car and let him drive to all the shows.
Right, because she believed in you. It was like it ain't.
She let him stay there, but he had nowhere to go.
So when did I treat her bad? By not telling the world that I hit.
Or by as soon as you got $3 in your pocket going and getting somebody who was a little more attractive. That's a huge slap in a woman's face when she knows she's not pretty, or she knows she's not traditionally pretty, because everybody's beautiful. But when she knows she's not what the Western civilization would consider pretty.
That is what we're not gonna do.
What? Everybody's beautiful. We're all children of God. God didn't make no mistakes.
Because if everybody's beautiful, everybody is ugly.
Okay, everybody is, but in this dynamic, it has to be one. Either everybody's ugly or everybody's beautiful. We can't.
I'm gonna go everybody ugly because I refuse to believe that everybody's beautiful.
Everybody's beautiful to someone.
I've been looking at people my whole life. I have seen some things,
and sometimes inner beauty will radiate outward. The point is, if you take I don't know how the lesser attractive men take this, if they take it as a gut punch. I think men are more concerned with money and the trappings, but for women, it's definitely looks. So if you're with a bufferilla, okay, and then because wait, if you're with a bufferilla because you had no money and you stayed with her and drove her car and you loved her because you needed her, and as soon as you got $1, you went and got this other chick, or you pretended you didn't know her, or you minimized the relationship. Like, I mean, that's my friend. I mean, like, that's my girl, but that's like my girl, and all the things guys do that hurt women. Oh yeah, she definitely wants to get you back when she realizes you're not coming back. So it might take her a couple years, 3 years. But yeah, she gonna see you in public and be like, somebody do like you ain't used to eat this pussy, nigga. Yeah.
From the back.
Because you made her feel really bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Niggas be like, oh, you gonna act like you don't know me? And I used to take you down. Many times I done smashed you in the back of my mama's car, and you be like.
Now what guys will do that with, it won't just be sex. It won't be emotion. It'll be if they spend some money. So like the little trick dude, or the dude that was like the little dumb baller dude, the one that literally was just trying to buy your love. And when he realized you just was gonna take his money and his purses and all that, and then he gonna see you with a dude with a regular job. Yeah, he about to be like, oh, you weren't saying all that. Yeah.
I took her everywhere.
But you know why though? Because it all connects back to body count. Because all he has to do is he spent. He don't have to say nothing else. The other guys are going to believe she had sex with him, whether she did or not.
Because he knew what it cost for him to hit.
Or because it's just men value money. So if he's saying, exactly. So if he's saying, well, I got 2 dinners in a movie, and you saying you bought Gucci and Louis, well, I know you hit when it's like, nah.
Your mama
it don't mean that at all.
He was hitting you in your booty for a while. You was doing all that.
And depending on how the respect he has for the man, because men value women based on how they value the men they know she was affiliated with too. So if they're looking at him like, really, like let's say he's pre-med. Let's say the guy's a doctor or a lawyer, or he's pursuing something, revered, and he's a drug dealer. Now he might have a whole bunch of money, but he's like, I went to Harvard and he's a dope dealer. Like, that's what you like? She lost points immediately. Right. So the guy knows that. So of course he's gonna call her. But the same thing is true with the woman. If the woman come in the bar and see a guy she used to mess with,
when a woman sees a woman you used to be with, and she be like, that's what you like?
Yeah, because the other girl gonna be like, oh, and she's gonna be like, well, what was that? Because were you using her? Yes, exactly. So that's why. So people definitely are calling you out publicly to embarrass you and hurt you and to get a lick back. Okay. There's no other reason to do it. That's why I don't experience stuff like that, because I leave everybody in a good zen place. Men don't want to hurt me in that way.
Right.
That's why when I say I didn't have sex with them, they go, she right, she did.
They
agree with my version of it.
Not you, not with you. Okay, so I just had an epiphany while we was talking because you said something that was partially false. You said men don't care about our looks. We equate our.
No, I'm saying to get that reaction.
So with money and success. So here's my epiphany.
Okay.
Men and women care about their looks equally. People that are unattractive try to supplement one or two ways. With their success or with their promiscuity. And that's male or female. Dudes that are unattractive will brag about how much money they got or how well they can fuck. Women that are unattractive will brag about what degree she's earned or what job title she has or how well she can fuck.
Or how well she treats her man. She's gonna try to compensate with some. I mean, this is not a total. So let's say both sides. Sometimes they're gonna try to show you because I've met guys who maybe weren't my type, but they're gonna let me know how good they're gonna treat me.
The woman that brags about how well she treats her man is unattractive and also can't brag about her job. That's the ugly chick that works at Cracker Barrel with the heart of gold that can fix the hole in the sock, give you head, make biscuits from scratch. She keep the kids. She has a heart of gold. That is the type of woman that a dude fresh out of prison marry.
Okay. Let me just, you know what? We need a cough laugh button because you may be saying stuff like that. She did the prison dating program.
Come on, we're gonna act like the prison pal program ain't full of a bunch of preciouses and pound puppies.
Okay. All God's children are beautiful. We cannot do this. We're gonna get canceled. Okay.
We're gonna double down on it. Huh?
Hey, we gotta get some merch. Okay.
Ugly, with a finger doing this. Ugly women love joining prison ministries.
Okay, I had a very good friend that did prison ministry, and she was beautiful. She was a beautiful girl. Beautiful
on the inside or on the outside?
No, on the outside. She really was a beautiful girl. She really did want to help. She was getting her PhD. This is crazy. She really did want to help, but she wasn't ugly. Because I remember when I read her book.
She was also
read her book,
in her PhD.
And I remember being like, "Wow," because I was thinking the same thing. Wow, she's really pretty.
What are you doing?
Shout out to my girl. No, she had a big heart and she really wanted to help those men. She really wanted to help.
It was a real calling on her.
Yeah, it was a real calling for her.
You know what?
Yeah.
See, and I'm such a cynic. I know for a fact, if you find and you got a heart of gold, either your credit or your sex game is trash. One or two. You either failing in life or failing in
life. I'm fine with a heart of gold. But I'm fine with a heart of gold.
Yeah, and you lazy in that bed. So we're gonna do it now, right? All right.
No, I think what it is I don't have a heart of gold. I'm not about to claim of being bad in bed. What I will claim is
because I know you credit good. I know you credit good. I know you.
No.
What do I mean by good? I mean 650 or better.
I mean, I usually get the card if I apply.
Legibly, if I fill out the application in longhand, let me see what these comments are talking about. Hold on. Yeah, see, Texas Trina say, I don't know. You got to be easy on the eyes. See?
Who got to be easy on the eyes?
That's why there's they call dudes. All these dudes are referring to themselves as medium ugly these days. No, nigga, that means you ugly, bro. Basically, when I say I'm medium ugly, I mean if I don't have a fresh retwist, a beard trim.
You saying you just you're not clean, you're not cleaned up, right? Okay.
Yeah, if I don't clean
you also
up,
got
I look
height.
like I'm there.
you also got height and mad BDE. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? That kind of factors in as well. But
also,
I was not raised in a house where we were just allowed to call people ugly. So like my dad would get really upset with us if we were just like, you ugly. And he'd be like, oh, and he would be like, say unattractive. And I used to be like, that's actually way worse. Ugly is like an insult you just throw. Unattractive is like you put some thought into how to call them ugly. I mean, yeah. So I'm just not a person that's gonna call people ugly.
I'm decidedly against it. You are unattractive.
You are. That's like we had sat down and thought about it. You know what I mean? Like, that's really mean to me. But I'm just the kind of person that, and I've seen a man think a woman is beautiful who I personally did not think was all that. But he thought she was beautiful and his opinion mattered because he loved her. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when you love somebody or you get to know them on the inside, they become beautiful to you. So I don't really like just being like, you ugly. You know what I'm saying? It's just not who I am.
No, Heather, I'm not.
Now I'll call you some other things. Stupid. Yeah, I'm all over your dumbass.
I'm not about to let you.
Why?
Just because
I'm a stand-up comedian doesn't mean I call people ugly.
That just lets me know that your daddy was working on you and your heart of gold that you don't have. That's why you want to let him.
He tried. Yeah. He tried. I fought him though. I fought him.
Ugly-ass people ugly. That's what you're gonna do. Say that. No.
If I call you ugly, I'm so mad. And you are so ugly. Like both things are happening at the same time. And if we fight, right? No. You're ugly and you have pushed me to a limit. I don't care if you fist fight. Like for real. Like we can throw hands at the point that I'm calling you ugly. Wow. Ugly is like my bitch.
Oh, with your ugly ass. Now fight some.
If I say ugly, first of all, if I'm a roaster that's going to couple. So I'm never gonna throw one insult. It's gonna be 10 adjectives and ugly. And ass. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I finish the sentence, oh yeah, you're gonna want to punch me in the mouth.
And on top of all of that, you ugly. Yeah, whatever I just said to you, all of that is true. On top of that, you ugly.
Now, what I will say, in a fair-minded, reasonable kind of way, men that start shit on social media that don't have profile pictures and don't have like a picture of Homer Simpson or an eagle or something crazy, but they talking the most shit, they tend to be unattractive men.
Yeah.
They tend to be lacking facially.
And to that same point, I've noticed that like the women that are assertive and aggressively so, to the point where they are provocative or egregious, they are oftentimes very unattractive. The woman is willing to fist fight a man, like she
where you at? I'll pull up.
Yeah,
I'll pull up.
That's her leading. Like, well, we can fight. It's like, well, they just put mayonnaise on your burger when you ask for mustard. It's like, like that woman right there, yeah, that she's usually her daddy's son in the face.
What I have also noticed is that a lot of times women who are not raised to have any vanity. So, you know, there's growing up, and I'm sure the women on the feed will attest to this. There was always two camps. It was like the girl that wanted to wear lip gloss and the girl that wanted her hair done. And then the girl that never got her hair done, never put on any makeup, never put any of the external effort in or whatever. And then when she got older, she can, so you seeing her at the restaurant, you seeing her at the chicken wing spot, and you running into her, and yeah, she still got the same wash face she had when she was 10. Wow. And so she feels unattractive, but then you look at her, you're like, you're not really bad looking. You just don't put no effort into yourself. And then the attitude kind of takes over. So like I said, the ugly comes from the inside or whatever. But it's like, we could get you together and you probably wouldn't even be that bad looking. But you always want to be the chick that's like, I don't wear makeup. I don't do all that. All right, well, that's why you're ugly. But that one I don't mind saying because it's not really true. You know what I'm saying? You're not ugly, you just plain.
I know some women that are
that have remarkable features. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got good features.
Nice eyebrows, good cheekbones, lips be big and juicy, you know, waist snatch and shit. But that resting bitch face that some women have can make them look so unattractive that whatever's going on, that little turmoil on the inside of your body got you looking like you just smelled a wet fart, like you just sitting over there just disgruntled and begrudging in your face. Like, what's wrong with your face? Why your face so toe up? This is like when dudes used to walk up and tell women to smile 5 years ago before they became outlawed. Like,
oh my God.
Those were the women we were talking to. Like, you cute with your ugly ass, but you got an ugly face on right now, but you're very attractive. But I don't like the way you holding your face. Like, what's the matter? Why did you come out?
Well, first of all, what we have to never forget in the Black community, we need to work on mercy. We need to work on just acknowledging the systemic, everlasting pain that some of us are just in at any given moment for any given number of reasons. So to me, both, you know what I mean? So when I more so emotional, when I see women like that, who obviously I'm not telling them to smile and all the stuff that guys are doing, but if I talk to her for 5 minutes, I'm gonna find out why she's making that face. And she probably got a reason that don't have nothing to do with the environment she's in. You know what I mean? We carry a lot as Black people. And some of us are just not happy. Okay. We're just not happy people.
She ate some cheap food because that's all she could afford for lunch.
No. She came out to relax with her girl. She got a phone call in the car on the way there from the baby daddy that was supposed to pick up the oldest son. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be a lot going on. And some people are able to put on a poker face and some people can't. They wearing their emotions on their face.
Every time they come to the club, the DJ play them same 4 songs in a row. Like you can tell which part of the mix he in based on what song is playing. And all of that is just coming together. Like, I don't even know why I'm here. And then here comes.
Okay, so you know what? You're not 100% wrong with that one. Because sometimes what women will do is we'll go through a lot to come out the house, right? We'll go through a lot. We'll get a babysitter, or we'll we'll push ourselves when we're tired because it's our girl birthday or something. And then we'll get to this location. Disappointment is always based on expectation, right? So if I expect more than I'm getting, I'm gonna be disappointed. So I get in the room. It's free before 11. It's 10:45. It's a room full of girls that didn't have $20. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting around waiting for the dudes to show up. They're not coming for an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. And then when they show up, it ain't nobody in here I think is cute. So yeah, I feel like I wasted my night and my babysitter in my office. So yeah, I'm sitting here like this. Nigga, I want to go home.
But you can't because all y'all rode together.
Because we all in this homegirl birthday and she having the time of her life.
Because it's her birthday.
So because it's her birthday. But I'm not having time in my life. And so if I say I want to leave, I'm gonna be the bad guy. If I gotta sit here and kind of suffer through, what's wrong with you? Nothing, I'm good, nothing. Or whatever, when really I want to go home. Whatever.
Men don't place that level of contingency on our relationships. Like for women, if a chick don't show up to the birthday party, she's basically out the clique from that point on. Like it better be a good ass reason.
No, she's not the clique. It's just a proviso. It's like always like a asterisk. So it's like, we invited Tamika. She gonna be all right this time because it's like we ain't never gonna let her forget that.
I'm talking about that girl who always got a million excuses. I'm talking about like, this is my birthday, such and such and such. And if you don't call me 2 days prior with a real life problem, I'm expecting your attendance. No last minute.
Oh yeah. People get mad when you miss. Yeah, the queens get mad when you miss the birthday party. You can make it up to them. No, you just gotta take them. You gotta spend some money on them or something. You can get them back. You're not gone forever.
Men don't care. Men don't care like that. We could be friends for 30 years. I could have just saw you 4 hours prior. You was like, "Hey, bro, what you got up tonight?" I'm like, "Shit, I'm having a little birthday party over at so and so." You was like, "Shit, I ain't got nothing to do. Shit, I'm gonna pull up." But then I know as a man, either you got sleepy or some coochie pulled up, and you was like, "Man, fuck that shit." Or you went to jail.
Yo, you wouldn't care if your best friend didn't show up to your birthday party?
No, because if he's my best friend, then our friendship ain't contingent on us having this birthday party time together. I'm not 12. Like, nigga, don't come to my birthday party. I'm not fucked up about it. Like,
You're not gonna be like, where you was at, bro? Nothing.
no. The next time I see that nigga, I'm gonna be like, man, where your whole ass? Nigga, I saw you 4 hours for my party, nigga. What happened to you? Oh, cuz I went to jail that night. You did?
Okay, but
Yeah,
see how the experience went from he's tired to he went to jail. Those are two different extremes.
Whatever the reason was, like, nigga, I talked to you 4 hours ago, nigga, and you didn't come to my birthday party. What happened to you? Man, shit, got to the crib and sat down. Shit, that was the end of that.
Okay, so that will happen with women as they get older, but nobody's listening to I Sat Down in their 20s. Nobody, guys or girls. Everybody gonna be a little irritated about that.
Ain't throwing birthday parties in our 20s.
Well, it depends on what circle you in, because the party people, like when I was in my 20s, all the guys to parties because the parties was money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, everybody, if you was a regular clubber, yeah, you put your face on the flyer and be like, it's
right now
Jonathan's birthday or whatever.
Right now, I want y'all to go in the comments, all the grown men in the comments, and I want you to write down the age that you were when you planned your first birthday party. I ain't talking about somebody threw one for you, because a lot of times your girlfriend would throw you a party, your wife would throw you a party, your baby mama will throw you a party, your mama will throw you a party.
Right. You're talking about when the dude says, my birthday is Friday, we're going to the club, everybody come on, I'm gonna have a booth, it's gonna be a party.
Right.
Okay.
You go see what your nigga want, he is outside on that horn, something serious.
Listen, I live in West Hollywood. God only knows what's going on outside right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna say right here. I'm gonna stay out of it.
That's West Hollywood. Imagine
I don't want to know. For all I know, that's code for come suck this penis. I don't know what's going on.
I mean,
I don't want to know.
You know that's why we call them honkies.
Because they blow the horn.
Yeah, because for the black people that refer to white people as honkies, that was a term given to white men and women who would come patronize the host role. They would pull up to a whorehouse or to a place of ill repute and honk the horn, and somebody would come out, get in the car, and facilitate them. And those were usually white men, the ones that were too afraid to get out the car and come into the house. So those white men began to be referred to as honkies.
See, I've heard so many different. Did you ever see The Dark Knight? Remember when the Joker, he had like 20 different origin stories? Like, that's how I feel about the word honky. I've heard like 100 different origin stories for that word.
Ooh, because you're a DC fan and you're a writer, who's your favorite Joker? Before we go into the break, who is your favorite Joker? Heath Ledger's Joker or Joaquin Phoenix?
Those are my two choices.
Him is your two choices.
I don't like those choices.
You say Rip Torn? What was you gonna say?
What? You mean Cesar Romero? I think that they all brought something to the character different. And I think they all did one thing well, but none of them did everything well. Because again, the character is so absurd. It would just be impossible for one person to do everything right with this 100-year-old character.
Like, some of them act right, but the look ain't right. Some of them.
Well, the dope thing about Cesar Romero is we're talking about 1960, the one that used to come on the reruns back when we was kids. For those that had Batman, old Batman, whatever. He's the first person that tailored the suit. So he brought the suit game to the Jokers, and after that, they began to draw him to look like that. So before that, he would dress more clownish because he was supposed to be a clown or whatever. So, but Cesar Romero, as a Hollywood A-list actor, had bespoke suit salute. Yeah, he had like, he was like, he said, I ain't about to be out here looking like no crap. I'm not wearing that or whatever.
Go ahead on like, Steve Harvey suits, and then
he had 300 over 300 bespoke suits. So he was definitely the person that went and got suits made for every occasion. And so he was a dude like, no, this is how I dress or whatever. So this is how he'll dress. And if it's purple, fine, it's purple, but it's still going to be a dog ass suit or whatever. So he changed the game in one way. Jack Nicholson definitely changed the game.
Hold on, Detroit. We're not going to use adjectives like dog ass, and people don't understand what that means because talking about something bad. Like, okay, in Detroit, if somebody say something is dog ass or sweet
it's
as
the
hell,
bomb.
so like, yeah,
Okay,
like
if I say
dog
a
ass
word,
and them shoes were sweet as hell. Like, that means
if we so since we both coming from dialectual areas of the country with strong dialects, how about if we say something y'all don't understand, just put in the comments and we'll come back and answer. I'll tell you, I'll teach you how to speak Detroit, baby.
hashtag dog. No, the word that fucked them up was bespoke. Niggas like they've been speaking this whole time. Here you talking about
like people don't know words. Bespoke just means handmade, whatever. But it means a suit that's made for your body, so it's gonna fit much different than
and tailored haberdashery.
Yeah,
is bespoke.
Yeah, that's like a Savile Row. Like that's like the Kingsman. That movie, The Kingsman, that's bespoke. So like this, where the suit makes the man kind of thing.
If you get some haberdashery that can only fit your body, is bespoke.
Yeah. Ain't nobody borrow your suit.
Yeah.
Because it's made for you, for your curves. Even as your man curves, it's still made for you.
Niggas
so for him, so that was that. And then so you had the
support that. We're not going to support that on the double down. Men
they don't have the same curves as women, but of course they have curves. Nobody's built like a rectangle. We're not stick figures. Yes, a man has curves. He just doesn't have hips and ass. Okay, but he has curves.
You better not be like, can I get some?
The shoulders are curved. I mean, come on.
I wish I would be in the store and somebody hear a dude talking about, I got too much ass for these slacks. You got some more that's got
don't go to Atlanta. Shout out to Atlanta if y'all watching. We love you.
He bespoke.
I'm pretty sure the bespoke Atlanta people say I got too much ass for this suit. I'm guaranteed that's a common expression used.
Yeah, that ain't bespoke.
At a ATL haberdashery.
Okay.
Haberdashery.
Haberdashery. Haberdashery, bitch. Wow. I could just imagine a store called Haberdashery with like an attaché over the E and the R. Anyway, okay.
Detroit had several haberdasheries because Detroit men dress a lot, so we had a lot of stores that was dead ass called dead ass for real. The truth called
means great
haberdasheries.
Another word, Detroit.
Dead ass means it's like on my mama type. Like I'm telling the truth.
Of the utmost importance. Like,
yes. No cap.
Dude, stop me. He say, hold on, young blood, before you make your next move. I was standing at the corner. He said, hold on, young blood, before you make your next move. I said, what's happening? He said, there's some cold steps you got on, baby. I said, that must be what they call shoes up here in Detroit. There's some cold.
Was that my
daddy? Cold ass steps you got there, baby.
That's like something my daddy might say.
Appreciate it. Old men let you know when you look good. Like that's why they be like, women be like, black men don't big each other up. We don't gas each other up. Like, you a lie. You ain't never been looking nice and walk past a grown man over 40. He will stop what he doing to let you know you did that. And he ain't even got to know you. Hold on, my boy. Like two well-dressed black men in the bathroom is one of the best sights you'll ever behold. I'm talking.
I can see that.
Or like really nice bathroom with an attendant in it. Like it's always one dude coming in, one dude going out, one gets the door for the other one type thing. And the one that's getting the door for the other one, he kind of holds the door with his foot, finish wiping his hands off, throw the paper towel, turns around, acknowledges the man that's coming in. It's like, all right now. He said,
all right now.
Boy, your show look good in there tonight. Why? And then they go like, man, they gonna take a step back from each other. Oh shit, I just put a little bit together. Well, I see what you did right there with the salmon on top of the curry, man, with the chocolate. Hey boy, don't you hurt nobody in there, boy. Hey boy, you too short to be walking around without no rubber bands around yourself and nothing like that, boy. I ought to call the health department. Let them know you're cutting up, boy. Boy, ain't you supposed to be at the hospital sharp as you is, boy? You ain't supposed to be table sharp like that, boy. Boy, you're sharper than a scary movie villain, boy. Like, Black men will big each other up like you have never seen in your. That's why I can't wait to become an old black man. Well, I can just tell, dude, I see what you're doing, baby. I see
you. You can do that now if you want to show love. You can. You don't need to be a certain age.
Yeah, but it's not well received by the younger demographic.
Because everything with y'all is gay, right? Okay.
No, not with my generation, with the younger generation, because the only men that stayed around in their community were all predators of some sort.
Oh my God.
So they only view male authority as somebody that's coming to either change their way of life, tell them how they're living, or do something to them or their mama. And it's bred deep within them. So you can walk up to a young nigga and be like, in order to compliment a young nigga, you gotta sound like you want to rob him, or you want to hit on him. So you gotta walk up and be like, "Hey, that's the new J." He be like, "Yeah," and he put his hand on his gun. He be like, "Bro, them all hard than a bitch, my nigga." You be like, "Oh, thank you, I appreciate it." Hell yeah, they splashing off them jeans, my nigga. Oh yeah, them hoes splashing, my nigga. Boy, you got the drip on you. Yeah, you put that shit on. He be like, "I appreciate it."
Black men are so broken. So freaking broken. When I approach young men, younger guys, and I tell them they look nice, they beam. Like you could just tell they're not used to hearing it. Like they just light up.
Every young black man's big booty teacher. You know that one big booty teacher we all had somewhere between 5th and 8th grade. She smelled good. Her hands be soft.
You really been throwing little jabs at me all show. I'm an old car. I got bald tires. I'm a 6. Now I'm a big booty teacher. Okay. I'm talking about just a grown man. No, I'm not talking about no little boy. I'm talking about if I see a grown man, 25, 26, and I go, "Oh, I like your outfit. That's a nice shirt." He gonna be like, "Thank you," because nobody telling me look nice today. That's the moral of the story.
Last time he got a compliment, a genuine compliment, without him paying no money or dropping no dick off, was from his big booty teacher in 6th grade. She was like, "That is very nice handwriting, Jamar." I was over there practicing. I was hoping you would know this, bitch. Thank you.
Listen, the moral of the story is tell your black man he's attractive so he won't be here for the first time in the street.
That was Biggie Small's problem. He never had no teachers tell him he wasn't going to amount to anything. He sat beside the nigga that got compliments from big booty ass Miss Johnson every day. She walked by.
You said nobody told Biggie he wasn't going to accomplish nothing.
They never told him.
It's a lie. The whole intro to Juicy is a lie. That never happened. Everybody believes in you. They just didn't think he was attractive. They just didn't think he was cute.
Because he was ugly. That's how it felt. Like Patrick sat right beside him. He's like, "That is a lovely sweater you have on today, Patrick." "Thank you, Miss Johnson." He said, "I got a new sweater on too. She ain't noticed my sweater." Like, next week, Patrick.
What was his voice again? Do his voice again. His 6th grade voice.
New sweater on too. She noticed. Next week, Pat come in, got a new haircut. Hey, Patrick. "Oh, I see you with your new haircut, Patrick. How nice." "Thank you, Miss Johnson." "That nigga stole that hairstyle for me. I was the first one with that part." He was sitting there just grunting the whole time.
But Notorious came up in the 80s when colorism was so real. He was in New York, some little Dominican, half black, half Puerto Ricans, and they probably was getting all the attention.
Heartthrob never. Black, fat, black, and ugly as ever. However,
we can say it because he said it first, but we couldn't say it if he didn't say it.
No, if he didn't say
he
it,
called himself ugly, so therefore
himself fat.
That was a testimony.
Black and ugly, because this was a time when black folks used to call black folks black as a derogatory.
As an insult, exactly, yeah.
So black ass.
Yeah, so all three of those were used to insult him.
Because
and he held it close to his heart.
Equally unattractive, equally cockeyed, and equally big, and equally Jamaican. But he was light-skinned. That was the only difference between Biggie Smalls and Heavy D.
And he could dance.
I think Biggie could dance too. He just had drugs and a gun on him, so you can't.
He would have dropped his gun. But when Heavy D danced, and when Heavy D danced, everybody would be like, the fat boy, he can dance and he fat. Like it was always, he took his lumps too. He took his lumps.
Like Brooklyn and Mount Vernon are really close to each other in New York. And so like, if you listen to Heavy D, if you pitch him down a little bit, he sounds just like Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, you know, he was definitely the, the cleaner. Everybody's mama liked Heavy D. You could listen to Heavy D because your mama was like, is that the light? I like him.
That fat boy that be dancing
with Albie Shore. Yeah, so you could get away. But once your mama liked him, then you didn't know more. That to me was what that and gangster rap is what killed Heavy D. Everybody's mama. Because one time he did a record signing at the mall in Detroit, and it was like after school type of thing. And I remember we went, and it was like, it was like the whole line was mamas. And I remember us being like, no. Like, nobody want to be here with your mama.
I don't want to go see nobody my mama coochie get wet for.
Nobody.
Exactly. And it was kind of like, he was kind of like Cedric the Entertainer. Like he brought out those women that like bigger men, and yeah, they was throwing coochie and stuff. Just like I've seen them do Cedric. Cedric not appealing to kids. So, it works for him.
As a kid, the only rappers I was allowed to listen to were rappers that danced.
Hammer.
Big Heavy D, Salt and Pepper.
Well, Salt and Pepper danced very, very in a sexual manner.
It was suggestive ass dancing, but it was dancing though. So like, because they were all in movies and videos where they
couldn't be no threat. Yeah, they're not thugs because they dance.
They videos and everything.
There's some truth to that, I think.
That Too Legit video, I remember vividly. Like what I'm talking about? Too Legit. Like
that was when he was stomping.
I've been saying everybody thought Hammer was in a fraternity. He threw a whole step show.
But that I remember that video was on prime time. They gave him like a Michael Jackson, Madonna type of treatment, which was rare for that time period. Yeah, it was like a big commercial. It was like a show was on, commercial break, but it was like a Pepsi thing. And instead of it being a commercial, it was yeah. I remember that one, and I remember Like a Prayer by Madonna did the same thing.
Because Pepsi basically stole the Too Legit. He did Too Legit for Pepsi. I remember that.
Yeah, he had I mean, for a minute, Hammer was, everything.
He was.
Yeah, for a minute, yeah. And then, so they gave him that. And then, then he came from Michael Jackson and said he was going to outdance Michael. And people were like, it's not really a competition. Like, what are you talking about, buddy?
He almost did. But he most certainly did not.
Like, I don't think Michael would have deigned. I don't think Michael would have.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't think he would. I think Hammer would have been on stage by himself. Like, where is he at? Michael would have been like in Paris. You know what I mean? I would never, world tour.
I would never lower myself.
I would never lower myself. I love Hammer. I want him to do well. Michael would say some shit to me like, leave Michael alone.
I don't know why Hammer would feel like.
I don't know why he wants to come for me in that way. I just want us all, Black people in America. He'll write a song about it. It'll be a slow jam. And everybody will be like, that was Michael's gift.
I want Hammer to know that we are the world, Hammer. We are the children.
I'm looking at the man in the mirror, Hammer. Are you?
It's all about the children, Hammer. What about the children, Hammer?
What about the children, Hammer? Feed these babies, Hammer.
What
exactly.
About Hammer?
And then next thing you know, they said, Hammer spent $10 million. And everybody was like, idiot. It was like the fact that we got mad at him about that. The fact that we lost love for him for that. Like, we didn't even have 10 million. Like, at least I heard it.
On Hammer and started talking about him.
Oh Lord, we was death on him.
Smoked up all his money. Do you know how Hammer went broke? By bringing
50 people, right? Feed 50 people every day.
The reason why celebrities turn their back on the hood and their family when they get on, because Hammer is a glaring example of you bring everybody with you. This nigga put damn near the entire city of Oakland on his payroll, gave niggas jobs making more money than they ever made with no qualifications. You're gonna be head of security. Why? Because you can fight and you from
because you're 6'3".
and I'm gonna give you $10,000 a week to do so.
Yeah.
And rather than motherfuckers save their money and do something good with it, and use Hammer and his benevolence as a luncheon pad, they kept eating off of him. And when he was able to make payroll, that's when he filed bankruptcy. And the he filed bankruptcy, people tried to make it seem like because he had a house in Atlanta, that was the reason why he was going broke. He got that, what they call $2.2 million mansion or $22 million mansion in Atlanta. Bruh, he was paying rent for 100 people in California.
Yeah, they were all living in the house.
That's what was the Poe house.
His entire tour.
Yeah,
they lived in the house with him.
They all lived in the house with him. The driver, the dancers, the costume.
But I remember at one point he was making them run. So like if you lived in that house, he wasn't laying around. He would make the dancers get up and run like 5-10 miles a day or something crazy every day.
A girl named Tammy.
To keep their stamina up because they was dancing so hard. But were it not for MC Hammer, were it not for Hammer Time, we would not have Oaktown 357 and the classic Juicy Got You Crazy. So I'm grateful for Hammer.
Without Hammer, we would not know that Pumps mixed with a bump.
Well, I don't know because I believe it was the Saint book of Michael Bivens that said, gotta keep the pumps on. Don't forget the pumps.
He did, but we
might have known that one anyway.
But he diverted us because it was that same saint who said no, that was Saint Ricardo Bell who said never trust a combination of a big butt and a smile. But if she got on pumps and a bump, she probably smiling.
Well, if they were shoes that were comfortable on her feet, sometimes the pumps hurt. And getting bent over in pumps definitely can sometimes not be comfortable.
I can't.
Not that I would know because my body count is 0.
I can't. Well, your body count is 1 because you got a son.
And so did Mary. Mary had a son too. What's your point?
Mary had 2 sons, and her
Mary had a whole bunch of kids. But we know for a fact one of them.
We know he had one brother because he was in the gang, James.
No, he had more than one brother. It does say that she had more than 2 kids.
We don't know how many.
No. We know it was a gang because it wasn't no birth control.
No,
back in 0 CE.
Was shooting that club up.
Yeah, wasn't no pill in 0.
And Mary was all 14 and fertile. Yeah, he was throwing them off in there.
So I don't know that she was 14, but okay. Definitely of the fertile age. What I'm saying is, if you think about it, the Immaculate Conception, Mary doesn't have to prove God is the Father. Other people have to prove God is not the Father. See, that's what I'm saying. That's the logic I'm taking. You don't have to prove who my baby daddy is. You just have to prove he's not God. You just have to prove he's not God. Okay. Right. And you can't do that. You can't do that. So therefore, I'm sticking with my firm 0 as my answer. It is up to you to prove otherwise. And considering all my hoes still love me and would never turn against me, I think you're going to have a hard time doing that.
Until God spit in a cup and submit his 23andMe results, we won't know who all got kids and who all ain't. Because a lot of people claim that God is their daddy, but we don't know that. Well,
Jesus was kind of dope. You know what I mean? Jesus was, he's arguably a kind of impressive guy. Came from some good stock. Just like my son.
And they, day and a half, 3 days. How long he was dead is arguable. But the fact that he bounced back like he never left, now that's tough to beat. I don't care who you is.
That's some amazing DNA. That's all I'm saying.
Nigga survived an ass whooping, an impaling, asphyxiation, and a side spearing, and then bounced back before the weekend was over, before niggas could go back to work Monday. He was back. Like, nah. It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. I think that should suffice as a DNA.
So his baby daddy is either God, his father is either God or Jarrell.
His baby daddy?
No, I'm saying Mary's baby daddy. Mary's baby daddy is either God or Jarrell.
Or Jarrell. You see the Jarrell
Jarrell.
or Jesus. One of the three.
Yes, yes.
We know it was a J because like we seen it on his robe. He had an initial, he had a
lot of J's.
But you know, and he worked
even
in
though it's a Y and
we don't know if he was carpentry or if he was good at working the wood. What we don't know is what he what we do know is that a child came from it. That's what we do know. Hey, okay, we gotta take a break. Hey y'all, we're gonna let you play for a little bit. And when we come back.
How long is a little bit? Like we gotta tell them the time.
Like we're gonna give him like a 3, maybe 5 minute break. Like long enough for us to go pee and get us.
Don't have to pee.
No, I'm giving us room. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you have to pee.
I do.
And you have to smoke.
I'm definitely gonna do that.
You're smoking now.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you don't need a smoke break. So you need a pee break.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna pee. We're gonna go pay some bills. We're gonna pee. Speaking of paying some bills,
we have a sponsor.
We are appealing to Black business owners out there that would like to become official sponsors of the Double Down. Holler at us, man. Let us know what your product is. What the hell is
our rates are my rent?
Yeah. We are not cheap, but this is all about how much you believe in your business. So if you want to get out there while helping us get out there, then feel free to do so. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're gonna take us a quick break. I'm gonna let the music play for a little bit. I'm gonna check and see what these comments are talking about. When we return, when we come back, we're gonna dive deeper into this body count thing because I got a question for you, Heather J.
All right.
If a person presented themselves as having a life and a past that says it was this, and then you later on find out that it was something totally different. In other words, you thought you were marrying Princess from Zamunda. Come to find out you are marrying the MVP from P Valley. Does that matter? Should it matter? And does your perception of a person change when you find out an uncomfortable truth about them? We talking body counts tonight on the Double Down, man. Go get yourself something else to drink and something else to smoke. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back. Don't go.
All right.
Kids. A lot of people claim that God is their daddy. You don't know that.
Well, Jesus was kind of a joke. We back?
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Double Down. Here. Shout out to everybody that's joining us in the chat. Man, we got some real good comments. So be sure y'all keep that coming. Before we get back into the show, I want to take a moment to invite everybody to join Black Run's Book Club. Black Run's Book Club. Do you like to read? Do you like to read novels? Do you like to read books? Well, if you do, join Black Run's Book Club, where we will take a novel, we will read it, we will discuss it, and all you got to do to join is buy books and read them. So this month, we are highlighting Dying for Revenge by Eric Jerome Dickey. That's Dying for Revenge by Eric Jerome Dickey. It is a quality read. It is, I believe, the last book that he wrote before he passed away. So we're going to dive into that. So February, Black Run's Book Club, we will be reading and discussing Dying for Revenge by Eric Jerome Dickey. Pick yourself up a copy of that. Be sure you read that. And yeah, if you want to join, let me know. Send me an email, black.run.comedy@gmail.com. Subject book club. And let me know. And let's do that on the Black Intellectual tip. Heather,
come on, literati. Come on.
Don't you?
I'm an author, sir.
Well, just because you write them don't mean you read them.
I will hope there'd be a correlation.
What you snacking on over there?
It's a tater tot.
You know what? Every time
you can tell when somebody had kids. It's a tater tot.
Yeah, but like your son grown. Them is for you. Quit playing like you bought them for him. You bought them solely for yourself. You might have mastered the art of tater tottery when he was but a young lad.
I mastered the art of tater tottery as a single, hardworking mom on a budget. I love them now. They are my happy place.
I love them now. Me and Todd's got a thing going on. Okay, so for those of y'all that are just joining us, tonight's topic is the invasion of the body counters. We are talking about body counts. Heather, I want to read back some of these comments because we had
some great feedback.
Little healthy conversation between the two of us, and some comments slid by that I feel like we just got to go back and just bring them up. One guy says, and this is Rogish the Build Monger, says men are utilized into a drone ship, if you will, to be used by both women and then society. There's another young man, RZ Parks, that says, if you compare body count to a workforce and someone has a track record of getting and quitting a lot of jobs, you would assume that that person is only there for a short time, man or women. Business Phone says men in some cases think a woman with a hefty number will be more experienced and downgrade his performance as compared to her past partners. I think that's a very, very deep statement that he made right there. That
very vulnerable, very transparent. I applaud the transparency.
Very, and that's the reason why I brought it up, because in this conversation, yeah, we joking, but the truth of the matter is, why does it matter? And it matters to different men for different reasons. Some men don't want the perception of being the last guy to the party, so to speak. Some guys don't want to be the trash refurbisher, and he turned that trash into treasure. And then some guys just don't want to measure up to her leaderboard. And no matter what she says, he'll feel like he don't measure up. In other words, if you find out that your woman's ex is immensely
Ron
talented,
Jeremy,
immensely popular, or immensely well endowed, you're going to feel like you don't measure up no matter what she says. If you find out she used to date Mr. Marcus and Nick Cannon, it's like, well, you know that you ain't the richest or the pipingest dude she done been with. So then from that point, what can you have to offer that would guarantee her fidelity or your security in that relationship? So there's a lot of insecurity there. It's the same insecurity that happens on both sides. I think that neither men nor women want a person that nobody wants, but at the same time, you don't want to know that the person that you want everybody but you. It hurts equally on both ends.
but she did want him. That's why they're having a body count conversation. The trash refurbisher one, I think, is the most valid. The leaderboard, that's your ego. Because she don't have no leaderboard in the room. You're envisioning a leaderboard, like you're manufacturing a leaderboard that doesn't exist.
Cappity cap.
I can take this camera around my house. I ain't got no leaderboards up in here, bro.
Excuse me. I gotta shoot that down. Let me get my laser.
Oh my God. You wanted to use that sound effect so bad.
Yeah. I gotta shoot that down because every woman has a leaderboard. Every human has a leaderboard. That's why there's all those songs about being the best that she's ever had and taking the number one spot and doing all the things that no other lover has done. And I can't hear you. You muted your mic. You say what?
I said, that's my heart, not my vagina. We're talking about the total package of a man.
You know, like I know that heart and love are used interchangeably in songs to replace coochie or genitalia. Girl, put your love all over me. Put your coochie all over me. I want to put my love deep inside of you.
Okay, but that doesn't mean it doesn't mean love when it's love.
So
this is not the song saying love. You're saying the song, you're the best I ever had, or my best, or whatever. You're not talking about sexual performance.
No, John Legend, Tonight.
That's him boasting. That's not her saying it.
No, he's saying
that's him saying it.
But what he said at the end, tonight I'm gonna be the best you ever had. And I don't want to brag. In other words, I know that you got somebody that's already at the top. He already in the number one spot. He is the best you ever had until tonight.
But that's him saying that. That's not her saying that.
But
again, it's the male ego. He needs to believe he's going to be the best.
That's him acknowledging that she has a best in mind already.
But she didn't say she did. He said it.
Say it. She didn't have to say it. She's a human. We know that somebody is the best. If you've had sex with one person, if a woman has had sex with more than one person, she has a best. There's no way. Even if a woman,
I don't have a best. I don't have an idea in my head. I don't think like that.
If a woman was only with two dudes her whole life, and then she gets with you, dude number 3, she's going to quantify y'all in the bedroom. There's no way that all 3 of y'all gave her the same experience in the bed. There's no way that all 3 of y'all have the same level of sexual performance.
I know that you need to believe that, but it's very possible that all 3 gave her the exact same experience.
All three of them could have been whack, but that part, I'm talking about. Okay, so 80% of women report that they've never experienced a vaginal orgasm. Most of their orgasms. Say what?
I believe it's higher than that.
You know what? It very well could be. But what they did not say is 100% of women have not ever experienced a vaginal orgasm. which means that 15 out of 100 chicks are getting it put down on them. 15 out of 100 niggas is out here really putting it down.
How many of those women were lesbians?
Even if she was a lesbian.
How many?
Old girl had to pull out some fake meat to give her vaginal orgasm. She could have gave her a clitoral orgasm with them being just lesbians. But you can't bump coochies and get no vaginal orgasm. Somebody got to penetrate you. Penetrate.
Or penetrate your brain.
Girl, your brain, that would be a brainable orgasm, not a vaginal orgasm.
Women will tell you orgasms for women are mostly mental.
Or something brain
cranial.
Cranial orgasm, but that's skull related.
But most orgasms for women are mental. It's in the mind.
Absolutely, we know this, but the point that I'm making is, if 15% of women out there have reported actually achieving an orgasm, and 85% women have reported not ever having one, then the antithesis of that logic would be, for every 100 men out there that are engaged in intercourse, only
20 of them know what they're doing.
Only 15 to 20 of them really putting it down out here. But guess what?
But is that what that means?
Hell yeah, that's what that means. If I say 20% of the people that swim in this pool drown, that means 80 of y'all don't drown.
No, babe, that's not what that means.
You're
saying it as if you're saying it like there's a thing a guy can do that can make a woman have a vaginal orgasm, and I'm telling you it's not.
It's called fuck her good.
No, that's not. No, it's a synergy. It's a nexus. It's a felt so good. Her mind was open and she knows her body.
Right now that are not sponsoring us. Synergy, Nexus, those
are major corporations.
Link, that they can have a synergy and a nexus that has them linked in, indeed. But that don't mean that it's gonna quantify.
No, it's not like a special pump a guy does that makes a woman have a vaginal orgasm.
It is.
It's not.
You know how I know?
It's her knowledge of her body and her awareness of her body and her nerves.
Special pump. You know how I know it's a special pump?
Wow.
Because when you watch girl on girl porn, the girl wearing the strap on, she don't be pumping right. Her hips don't be moving right. Like she be all.
Well, yeah, she's borrowing a penis. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Okay.
It's like a 2-year-old, his mother's shoes.
Playing dress up and you're stumbling around.
Right. It probably take a little time for them to get.
And you look goofy.
And the porn actress, like, she just showed up for work and they're like, today's your strap-on day. She's like, this is only my second time. Like, it's a job for her.
That's why I like watching amateur porn, because I don't need nobody who came to work. I need somebody who came to have sex. Like, I need to hear that smoke alarm go off intermittently. I need to hear
Mama.
Yeah, I need to hear daytime TV commercials. Like, I need to hear that carpet cleaning commercial. I need to hear like Ben Franklin Electric or Milestone Electric or something. Like, I need to hear Judge Mathis in the background. Yeah, it's my money and I need it now. That's what I need in the background. That let me know y'all in there fucking for real. Like,
and I need it now.
That's hilarious. See clutter around the room. I need to see, like, y'all need to quit fucking and get in there and clean up. Like,
I need to see some awkwardness. Like, she tripped a little bit.
Yeah,
she's not used to playing for they knocked the camera over a couple of times.
That camera to fall. I need that phone to fall 2 or 3 times, and then like
for me to know it's real,
and then come back into focus and be all grainy a little bit. And that's
somebody's going, that's okay. It's okay. Just keep going. It's okay.
I need somebody to say something sexy but unintelligible, and they partner go, huh? Like, I need that. I need.
You are stupid.
Come back this way.
This is a loopy time of night.
I need that. That's what I need. What I don't need is no production. I'm too grown for produced porn. Because let me tell you something.
This guy, the boom mic guy.
Yeah. Because sometimes her foot kicked the camera,
Sometimes her foot hit the mic and shit. And they can't edit that out. But more so than that, I went back and I watched. You remember this porn series in the 80s?
No. Whatever you're gonna say, no.
Remember it because we all had the same tapes coming up.
I was raised by a minister, sir. There were no porn tapes in my house.
You snuck and you watched a tape or two. Don't sit there and tell that.
No, I didn't. What's the name of the series?
The movie is called Taboo.
Okay, y'all heard of Taboo in
And
the comments.
They came out with one called Black Taboo with an all black cast. But I said that to say, in watching one of these old school porno movies, I noticed two things that no longer exist in today's porn. Number one, background music. Like what no, like as soon as
you mean music they had the rights to?
But what they would never fade the music out and fade it in or let it be on a continuous loop. Like you would hear the song stop.
And then start again.
And then after 3 seconds, and then you boom, 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 boom. That mother would start over. But not only would they loop the music, they would loop the porn scene. So it'd be like you watching this same position, and all of a sudden it would be like she would go, she would moan, then it cut to him. He'd be throwing his hair at his face. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Then cut back to her. He cut back. He throwing his hair. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They would loop that same like 3 minutes. Like he hitting as soon as he spanked the booty. He spanked the booty one time. He throw his hair. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Then the music will stop.
You are an idiot. Shut up. Stop talking.
Oh yeah. And they would just do that over and over again. And then they cut to the next position or the pop shot. They don't do that on porn no more now. Porn now is a continuous shot because they ain't got to change the tape. They ain't got to change.
Yeah, they got 4K cameras.
They just let that camera phone roll, boy. I'm talking about.
So in LA, a lot of the comics are porn actors.
Mm-hmm.
And in the quest for that perfect first 5 minutes, they go on stage and they start out. So I do porn. It's like you will have a hard time making that funny off top, sis.
Yeah, get that out the way. Yeah, please make that
so
funny.
I do porn.
So the other day at work.
Yeah, so the other day,
So the other day at work, there was this guy who came in. It was his first day there. He just came in like he ran the place. Like, no, you can't have regular workplace comedy with us, ma'am. I
know this ain't The Office for porn. Side note, and that might be a good web series. The Office for porn. Okay, go ahead.
You eat and ride meats for a living. Yeah, like what would the HR department at a porn company look like?
All HIV testing. It's like somebody walking around like, you didn't get your HIV test this week.
Yeah, they doing randoms today for drugs. No, for HIV.
HIV.
They doing random HIV testing. That's fucking hilarious. Oh my God. Hey, man, they want you.
One of them was kind of decent. I did a show with her. She was kind of decent. She just looked like a porn star. So I just think the audience was like,
was she black or white?
She was a white girl.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was real thin. You know how the white porn girls look. She had that look or whatever. But
about how many old porn stars, like of the early 2000s, late 90s porn stars, are resurging with OnlyFans accounts and stuff. Like your favorite porn stars from back in the day, they back. And you're like, damn, I ain't seen them in 20 years. What they been up to? Living a regular ass life, because she was 19 when she was doing porn, bro. Like she
spent all her money, so she ain't got nothing to show for it.
That's another thing. I thought that
not Nan 401k, not Nan IRA.
I thought porn was way more lucrative. I thought they made more money than regular movie stars.
Only the ones at the top of the food chain.
Right, like there's a Denzel and a Samuel Jackson and Jamie Foxx, Will Smith. They in the $20 million club, and then you got like people on low budget independent movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like they should.
Well, I mean, the fact that you're trying to do comedy and porn lets me know that neither's paying well enough. You know what I mean? Like,
it can't be given what it was supposed to give.
yeah, because you're at open mic night. You're at open mic night. You know what I mean?
You ain't even on in comedy, and you
right. You're starting at the bottom. You're like, well, maybe this comedy thing will get me an agent.
I just don't think you can come on D and then do comedy at the same time. I don't.
Come on D and comma D. Oh, a little wordplay here at the Double Down. Little wordplay.
Yeah, did you see it? Did you see it when I did it?
I did. It was very impressive.
Okay.
Color me impressed. Now, what's your hypothetical?
Okay.
Here, I was dating a guy and I found out he was a porn star. What was it?
Okay, so let's say you're dating somebody and they present themselves like they a virgin or only had one partner.
Okay.
And then you later on find out that they were like a walking glory hole.
And this is a romantic relationship?
No, I'm talking about like you fully in love with them. Like you putting your name on the insurance, you making them the benefactor on your insurance.
This is love. Yeah, okay.
Like y'all cohabitate, you done met parents, you know what I'm saying? They got the right to talk greasy to your kids. They can get in your child.
What? That's love for real.
Full love.
Okay.
But because we live in my past was my past. Don't hold my past against me.
Okay.
You'll find out that Buddy was pouring it up, or he was for everybody. Ooh, even
Wait
more.
A minute.
More so. Not only did he do porn, but he did a couple of orgy and 2 guys and a girl scenes and stuff for the money.
Wait, do guys take dick in 2 guys and a girl? Wait, what? Are we saying he's bisexual? He did bisexual porn, or he just did busto porn?
If it's MFM, like male, female, male, then that could just be a tag team where those 2 dudes just took her down.
Okay.
If it's MMF, male, male, female, then that means that the linchpin in between the guy and the girl is a guy.
Oh. Okay. So the girl's in between 2 guys. Like so there's a possibility that they may have
take this one guy down. Like,
okay, so okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying he did a couple of, so basically he did bisexual porn categories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, not so much.
And this was how long ago?
Not so much where the other dude was hitting him, or he was hitting other dudes.
It was just some sexual, some contact.
She did this one part where she was hooking them both up at the same time. She got a left hand going and a right hand going, and then she put them both in her mouth at the same time. So they was right next door to each other while living in her mouth.
Okay.
They was roommates.
Once a person does porn, they do porn. Okay. You can't do clean porn. Oh, I only do missionary porn. Okay, if you do porn, you're doing back shots. You know what I'm saying?
I do all the porn.
I don't do. Yeah, I just be tongue kissing in my porn. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you don't. You do porn. You do porn. If you accept the porn, you accept whatever categories the videos fall into. It just is what it is. So my other question is, how long ago was this other life he had?
I mean, he did porn when it was on DVD.
Okay, so we're talking 15 year Blu-ray. Okay, 15. Let's just say 15, 10, 15
if you're
years
gonna spend $39.95 on your porn, I bought man. I got mine 5 for $20, but you know.
Okay, so we saying like
West Coast
07, 08, 10, maybe 2010. Yeah, okay.
He started in 04, he retired in 08.
Okay. And how old was he when he started porn?
He was a grown man. You gotta be 18 to do porn.
But I mean, he wasn't like 35. Like he was like 20.
Let's say he was 22 when he started, 26 when he retired.
Okay. And now he's presented himself to me as this man of God and this upright citizen.
He don't know nothing about laying with no man in no bed of iniquity.
Okay, so when he presented himself to me, he never said he didn't do porn. He just didn't mention that he did. Or
Now,
did he, or is he like those people that hate gay people because secretly they're gay? Or is this the kind of thing where it's like, I just don't say nothing about it because I've had sex with a man before?
when y'all was dating and you said to him, like, I feel like sex is very sacred. I don't even masturbate or watch porn. He was like, yes, that's what I need. I need somebody who has no knowledge.
That's because he doesn't want me to recognize him. But I took it as because he's a righteous man, not because the truth is he just didn't want me to find none of his own work. Right? Because like one is a catfish and one is he just didn't tell me a part of his life.
I mean, it's kind of like when you ask your girl for a threesome and she say no, but the reason was because she was almost a lesbian, full-fledged. Like she almost joined Team Lesbian in college. You was her dick back. You brought her back. And now you asking her to jump back off the deep end. And she like, nigga, I just got out that water.
I barely came to you. Okay. We not going to dangle no bright light in front of my face. Okay. So basically 15 years later, he's a different guy. He's presenting as a man that would never. And then I find out not only did he, but he was quite the wrangler, quite the sexual wrangler.
You dating a dude, he coming off as very strong and very, masculine, very manly. Then you find out he did a little bid in the penitentiary. Everybody got a pass, but while he was in said penitentiary, they was to his booty like a McDonald's drive-through.
How would I learn that information if he didn't tell me?
Because y'all out one night.
The scenario just gets more and more ridiculous.
Y'all out one night. Hey, talked about earlier. And you walk past somebody like he didn't know them. And he's like, oh, you gonna keep on walking with your little friend? Like I wasn't busting up your back off in that institution?
Did I know he went to jail in that scenario, or am I finding out all this, the jail and the?
I mean, you knew he went to prison, but he just never came off like the type that was a taker. He didn't even come off like a giver.
Okay.
Right?
So again, a man does a certain amount of time in a certain kind of prison. It's not that far-fetched. You can't be but so surprised.
Everybody.
So now are you annoyed that he was the receiver in this scenario?
Because everybody, first of all, giver or receiver, he is equally gay. We're not finna play.
No, I'm just saying. But yeah, one seems to be the more effeminate position.
No, because it'd be some real tough dudes in there giving and taking.
Okay. Again, this is a world I know nothing about. I'm taking your word for it.
They like to swap out. Like they'll give.
Okay. So what we're saying is I'm dating this man and now we're building a life and we're sharing assets and abusing each other's kids and all this. And then I find out that he either because you said he could run up on my son. So like he's like my son something.
I did not say he can run in your son. Wait, whoa.
You said he could grab. I said on. I never said in. I said on.
Okay, because earlier I said.
Why would I say in? Oh my God. Say that. Okay, so we're close. We're very close. We're building a life together.
Yeah.
And then I find out 3 months before the wedding that
I ain't talking about 3 months before the wedding. I'm talking about wedding didn't happen
after we're together.
Or this is like day before the wedding. This is like critical time. Day before the wedding, day after the wedding. Critical time.
So knowing me the way I know me, whether it's porn or prison sex, I'm laughing hard as hell for like 20 minutes nonstop for a long time before I say a word. I'm going to laugh. Like I'm watching Coming to America. Laugh, okay, for about 20 minutes. Randy Watson, dead ass. I know me. I just know me. The porn, I might laugh 30. The porn is not a deal breaker for me at all. I'm just gonna be like, ha, I'm probably gonna roast them or just be like, ha, porn star, whatever.
But you're gonna be mad, like, why you wasn't doing all that porny shit in the bedroom, nigga?
Yeah, now I would expect he would be a good performance. I would be disappointed if we were having mediocre sex and he was a
porn star. And he said one of the reasons why she has such a hard time dating
is guys expect her to be the porn star that she is on camera in her real bed in real life.
And she can never just be a woman that's just regular sex. Yeah.
Experience, right? She
has to always be a freak, nasty slut. Yeah.
Doing weird.
But but men like they like a woman that's a nasty slut in the bedroom.
Air nanny. I don't want.
Okay, so you didn't say that in the original scenario.
Every time we have sex, I don't want nasty sex. Number one, nasty sex ruins the bed. You got to change the sheets. You got to go take a whole bath afterwards.
Yes. Everybody stinks.
What you got so many pathogen-laden bodily fluids all over yourself.
Pathogen.
I'm talking about you need to go get that off with hot soap and water.
But I mean, she's saying that throughout the course of these encounters, men are expecting her to bring
every night
5 stars every night.
They don't want
every night.
They don't want to date Cheryl. They want to date Pinky.
Okay, but part of me feels like that will wear off over time. I don't think they'll be like that for a year, or maybe for a couple months, but then eventually they like, okay, we did that, so now let's move on.
Like, and it's the opposite with women. Like, I feel like
she's not even down for that long.
Porn star, I feel like he couldn't do none of the porn star shit that he do in the real bed. She's like, I ain't one of them hoes at your job. Do not, don't talk to me like that. No, I'm not about to make it nasty.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I'm talking about here in the, like, okay, let's say like a nigga that talks shit like Wesley Pipes. He can't come home and be in no loving relationship like, eat that little dick, you nasty bitch, just like that. Yeah.
Well, maybe not for every woman, but there'd definitely be some women that probably would like that. To me, the concern would be, it wouldn't be necessarily the positions and things he does. A lot of times, some of those positions are just not comfortable. And they're just not comfortable, no matter who's doing them. It's like, I don't want to be a pretzel tonight.
Sometimes I found out the hard way that some of those positions are simply so that the camera can get a good look at what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's no reason for a woman to be laying on her neck while you thrashing her from the back.
That looks like a vertebrae sprain. And some of the downward positions, like where it's like straight, like say she can do the splits or something straight in. She probably bleeding a little bit later on in the day. You know what I mean? Because he's probably hitting major organs. You know what I'm saying?
And so like that aggressive ride where she be like, fuck.
Yeah.
It like that hurt the shit out your balls, like in real life.
So I'm thinking that I would be more concerned with if he was an active porn star. I'd be more concerned with like, do you have anything left for me? You know what I mean? Like, men only get so many times in a day.
Home from a long day at work and just be tired. Be like, no, sir, I'm gonna need you to. Yeah.
I mean, you want to be sympathetic. Like, I get it, you're tired, but how many days a week is this a thing?
So you gonna ask Kobe Bryant to play pickup basketball when he get home from the game?
No, I'm saying, but he don't play basketball every single day. They play basketball 2-3 times a week.
No,
so my thing is like,
they
do. They do practice, but they don't have to go. They don't have to do like they do for the games or whatever. So porn stars will have to be on. Every day is game day.
Do porn stars practice? Because I
know maybe they choreograph.
I know strippers practice.
They probably choreograph. The ones that probably take the craft seriously and are getting the top dollars, they probably have some kind of actors rehearsal.
So what if you
it's not going to be a live, it's not going to be a full,
What if you found out your man? So better question. What would you have to find out about your man later on down the line in the relationship for it to be a deal breaker sexually?
It would have to be something like pedophilia or something. Like, it would have to be something really bad, like he raped somebody or something. But just him having a sexual past.
So you found out that 20 years ago he was found guilty of some sort of sexual assault. He was some sort of sex offender. And then 20, 25 years later, he'd be like, I'm not even on that no more. That's not even the kind of guy I am. You can't judge me for my past. I was young.
Okay. So if he said, I was in college, we had too much to drink, the next day the girl called it rape, 20 years later, I'm a different man, I will probably be judging the man that's in front of me. But if he said, I rented a white van, I used to drive around and throw girls in the back, I'm not on that anymore. No, nigga, you're still that guy. You know what I mean? So it would depend on it. I would need to hear. I would let him talk.
It's like the girl who was a prostitute for 3 weeks while she was a runaway, and the girl that was a prostitute for 13 years because it was a way of life.
But prostitution, she ain't hurt nobody but herself as a prostitute. Sexual assault is hurting another person.
No, I'm saying that to say it don't matter whether he did 1 or 100.
Yeah, it does.
Not to me.
Well, like I said, it's like it's a lot of different kinds of sexual assault.
You ain't got to be no serial pedophile to.
Well, no, pedophile is different. Pedophile is very different. But if you're talking about like a sexual assault is very, very vast.
It is,
and it's a lot of gray area in there. And again, if somebody said to me something like, we were drunk and I thought she wanted it, I don't know. I might judge the man in front of me is what I'm saying. Honestly, I don't know because I've never experienced this. Or I might be grossed out. I don't know. I would have to hear his story because rape is like DNA. Every story is different.
Have you ever gotten drunk with a guy and then engaged in some activities that you would have otherwise refrained from had you
never? I was never a person that was drunk that didn't. I never wasn't aware in that way. I just don't. That's not what alcohol does to me. So anything I did, I would have. Oh, you want a high five? Anything I did, I would have did perfectly sober. Maybe not that day. I might need to get my nerve up a little bit more. But I've always been a person. I also am not a person that got blackout drunk a lot either. So blackout drunks have different experiences.
I don't believe blackout drunk exists. I believe
it exists, bro. Oh, blackout drunk is real. You can drink yourself into forgetting. Absolutely.
I didn't been drunk enough to be sick. I didn't been drunk enough to like literally require medical attention, and we just really went home and drank water and shit and just prayed that you survived the night and got up next morning and threw your life up. But I still remembered everything that happened. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I've had some memory in my day. I've had some memory losses, not the whole night. But it's like I remember walking in the bar. I remember us talking to so and so. Then next thing I know, we was at Coney eating fries. Then next thing I know, we was like I missed whole chunks of the evening.
But see, like in that missing gap, like you can next thing you know, our draws was off.
True.
Next thing you know, we was hucky bucking in his.
To me, when you talk about young people and alcohol, sex, a lot of it is buyer's remorse sometimes, and then a lot of it is I was feeling froggy. I thought I was going with it. It could be some miscommunications the next day.
And
it could be some miscommunications the next day. What I'm saying is, if he's 40, am I going to hold that against him? I don't know.
Some of it is also lack of aftercare. He didn't treat me the way I thought I should be treated afterwards. When it was all done.
Whenever crime is involved, it's always going to be on both sides. That's just human nature. I would not assume any of that if he told me, I was involved. But that's the only thing I could think of violent crime, which I don't consider. We got drunk in college necessarily the violent. I'm talking about like if a dude was like a serial rapist or something, or a pedophile.
Out here. You out here great.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's that's something I could not probably come back from. Anything he atoned for in his youth, or if he's willing to talk about it, a lot of it is, do you even want to talk about it? You know what I mean? He might be like, it happened, it's over. Well, okay, well, I can't make a decision because you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
that's a hard call.
And we ain't on that no more. No.
But like porn, or I think my bigger concern, if I've fallen in love with this person and I think I know them and I know so much about them, but there's that one chunk of their life they didn't tell me, probably because they were ashamed of it for whatever reason. I think I'd be concerned that they didn't think they could tell me. And I'd also be like, well, is there anything else that you're like, I need full disclosure at this point.
Right. And then like you just said, I would feel like our whole relationship is a lie because you didn't trust me with your most important.
But in the very beginning, I get it.
No,
it's not something.
But
at some point, but the longer you don't tell somebody, the harder it is. It's right. Like I feel like they're in a. I would have a little sympathy for them because I'm like, how do you tell somebody I got gang raped in prison? Like, how do you say that? There are people that can't say that to therapists and groups. You know what I mean? So I think I would just. Yeah, well, to me, it depends because if he came out of jail and he wasn't still gay, maybe he was doing that to survive, which is in effect rape. So if he had to stay alive
and joining the Muslims, you ain't got to love on men to survive.
Yeah, but some of the smaller men do. I know men that were viciously raped in prison. They didn't have a choice. So I don't know. I don't know. To me, it's a lot of emotion and pain. I wouldn't just want to be like, I never knew you. I would just be like, I'm sorry you didn't. Yeah, I'm sorry you didn't think that you could trust me with that, because what I love about you isn't about that. You know, with the things that when you say I kick it with somebody, it's superficial. I love you. I built a life with you. That means it's something in your heart that touches my heart in a way nobody else does. So I probably would not have reacted badly. I might have wanted you to get some therapy. You know what I'm saying? Because I might be like, well, let's make sure we're not carrying no trauma around or whatever. But I don't know if I'd be like, I can't marry you because you did porn. In fact, I know for a fact I would not do that. But I might be like, let's talk about why you didn't think you could tell me you did porn. Because at this point in the relationship, I done told you some dumb stuff about me.
Here's my thing. I don't care what it was. I don't need to find out from nobody else. If it's enough, if whatever it is enough to be a deal breaker, you need to be the one to bring me that information.
I agree.
Don't let nobody bust me in my fucking face with some truth about you.
Yeah, but fear is powerful. Fear is powerful.
But then you should have been more afraid to lose me.
I don't know. That's a hard call. I feel like that's a rock in a hard place. I got to tell because here's the thing. If a woman with you is a woman in a woman's prison, getting ran through the women's prison, that don't hit the same as a man getting ran through the men's prison. So it might be a little easy. Here's the thing. First of all, let's talk about you were in prison. You know what I mean?
And
you know what I'm saying? Like,
you have to tell me or couldn't tell me or like, what did you think? Like, did you think that our life would be to the point where nobody would run a background check on you? Did you think nobody would Google you?
And not to mention certain conversations that we probably had over the years where I was maybe saying, oh, that nigga sold drugs, whatever. And then here you was a drug dealer, but you never said nothing to me. So I'm offending you every time I say something because I don't know you, the person I'm talking about. So I might be a little embarrassed, like all them times I talked about that and you never said or whatever. So, I'm not saying there wouldn't be some emotion and there wouldn't be some need for conversation, but I would hope that the love that we built together would conquer.
That's manipulative as fuck. You didn't want to tell me the truth about you because you knew how I felt about people that had lived the life that you had lived before. So you was like, well, what he don't know won't hurt him. Yeah, that's cool, provided that I never find out. But the moment I find out, not only did you lie by omission, but you had every opportunity to be transparent with me and use the excuse of you were afraid of what I was going to say or afraid that our relationship was going to end by not telling me the truth. Well, what the fuck you think going to happen when I find the truth out? Especially when I find out in a very unceremonious.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it causing a problem. I could definitely see where it would cause a problem. I just would hope that the love could conquer it. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people move to LA and places like LA and Atlanta and Houston and New York and shit. And they move off away from home and they fall in love with somebody because they've reinvented themselves and nobody from back at home knows them out here in this new land. So they can't throw up in their face the person that they used to be. Then when you
I agree with that.
Why we don't never go home and visit your folks? Oh, it's just a lot of, it's a lot of drama. I don't
That's
really
probably a red flag though. We can never go home. We can never go home. It's probably a red flag.
But that motherfucker that made it seem like they family was horrible and they victimized them and they just had a traumatic experience and going home just brings back bad memory after bad memory. When the truth of the matter is, no, when you go home, you get reminded of all of the fuck shit you did before you left.
Or somebody, or like you said, now we at the neighborhood bar with your cousins and somebody walk in like, that's so, everybody fucked her. And it's like, what?
Right. or somebody from their old life. Like this is how they really get busted out. It's always your ace coon boom from the old life that you ain't seen since you left the life. And you come over there with your new nigga or your new woman with your new life and you bump into them and they're like, hey, baby, you still snorting cocaine? And you're like, no, sir. What you mean, no, sir, nigga? Nigga, boy, you ought not have no left nostril, much cocaine with me and you snorted, nigga. And your person sitting there looking at you like,
oh, we have a cocaine problem.
not only did you do cocaine, you did it enough to be known for it. And this motherfucker is reminding you of the life that y'all used to live.
Right. I agree with that. I definitely think it would be cause for a conversation and possibly some deeper diving into the relationship. But the woman you fell in love with is the woman you're seeing right in front of you. That should still be there. That's not the same as somebody that's completely fabricating a life and they're not the person they're presenting to be. If you love her because she's good to you, if you love her because she has all these great qualities, she still has all those great qualities and a former cocaine addiction and possible porn career.
What about Mr. Pedophile? He's still the same man you fell in love with. He's also a baby devil.
But I would feel like he was lying to me. I would feel like he couldn't be a good person because a good person doesn't diddle babies. So I would feel like he was a sociopath.
Maybe the nigga did war crimes, or maybe he looked the other way while some other shit went on. Like there's a lot of people that like
so
say
you saying like he was in Nazi regime.
I was just about to say that. Like you like a lot here at the Double Down, we hurt feelings. Disclaimer.
Okay.
There are a lot of people that are in interracial relationships with people who
have a history of
doing
problematic behavior,
bigoted, prejudiced, racist behavior in their past 15, 20 years ago.
So you're saying I'm dating a white boy. We go home and see his family. We find out that he used to throw rocks at the colored kids.
I ain't talking about a white boy. I'm talking about you dating Eminem, Robin Thicke, Justin Timberlake. He is invited to the cookout. He dressed with swag. He is very bespoke in his Negro fashions. Yeah, he even has mastered the vernacular and the dance moves and everything. He's a very melanated white boy. And then you find out that
he used to throw rocks at the black kids that walked past his house. Okay.
Or that
so that's what Mark Wahlberg did. They said Mark Wahlberg used to throw them rocks at the Vietnamese and the black kids in Boston. Okay, so that's hard. That's hard because a lot of times racist behavior is learned behavior. By this point, hopefully I know his daddy a racist. Some who raised you. And do I want to be a part of that family?
Also, patterned learned behavior.
I mean, did your dad say when you see a nigger, throw a rock? You know what I mean? Because I'm more concerned about that.
Well,
you know what I mean?
It's like the ones that are that.
And here's the thing. So a white guy meets me in the bar. He likes me. We're hitting it off. He's attracted to me. I'm attracted to him. He got cool points for having bespoke Negro fashions. And then one day on our second day, he goes, yeah, so I used to throw rocks at the black kids in my neighborhood. Okay, date's over. How do you introduce? Here's a better question. How do you introduce the things you're ashamed of in your budding relationship?
The moment you realize you're in love with that person.
That's about to fuck up our love. Like, because I love you and I realize I love you, but there's something you need to know. I was once a porn star. Like, way to fuck up the love announcement.
Okay, then. The moment you realize that you want to have sex with that person.
Well, that's too soon. We might have sex one time and never talk again. That's too soon. I feel like when you feel like you can see a future with that person.
That's when I'm talking about love. Then you can't see.
Well, you can fall in love, and love hit different people in different ways. When you see like, I want to be with you. But I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to bring love into it. I think it just needs to be like, listen, because like we've seen this in how many movies have you seen like this where it's like, just tell her, and then right when he's about to tell her, she finds out. She's like, how could you? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you had like 1,000 scenes to tell her. Just fucking tell her. I mean, in a perfect world,
I could never find the right time. You was a motherfucker.
I'm the reason. I hit your brother with my car. I'm the reason he's dead. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God.
What it is there was never a right time for you to risk everything going away, which goes back to it being manipulative.
It just feels so fear. Manipulative is not fear-based.
What do you mean?
Manipulation is control-based. I'm trying to control the dynamic. Fear crippling. I'm afraid she's going to leave me. That's not manipulation. That's fear.
That's control.
No, it's fear. Because if I say, I don't want him to know because I want him to continue to do things for me. I don't want him to know I used to be a porn star because he thinks I'm this person. He's about to marry me and I'm going to get something. That's manipulation. But if I'm genuinely terrified of losing, I'm afraid he's going to leave my life. That's not the same as I'm afraid he's not going to marry me.
Everything that they brought into the relationship. So if you're afraid to tell him the truth because he pay all your bills, then you are manipulating that man to continue.
Okay, what if I'm afraid to tell him because I'm genuinely afraid of losing him and it's not about the money? I genuinely don't want to lose the relationship. That's not manipulation. That's fear.
Let me explain why it's manipulation.
Okay.
Why I feel it's manipulation. I feel it's manipulation because if finding out the truth about you makes a person no longer want to be with you, that means that what they want to be with is a less than true version that you have sold them. You had every opportunity to sell them the truth. Instead, you sold them what they wanted to hear, what they wanted to see. You pretended to be the person that they wanted. So
but I didn't pretend to be the person that they wanted. So if I pretend to be the person you wanted because I want to get something out of you, that's manipulation. If I pretend to be a person that you wanted because I'm ashamed of who I really am, that's fear.
That's manipulation because the relationship is getting something out of me.
Yeah, but it's you. It's nothing tangible. It's actually you that I want,
but
not the money or the things that you're buying.
If you know I wouldn't fuck with the real you, so you hide the real you, that is manipulation. Even if the only thing you get out of it is being with me.
Well, it's a deception. It's a deception.
Okay.
I think, remember the first thing I said at the top of the hour? I said, mercy. Mercy. So like, why did you?
Thank you for finally telling me the truth.
Mercy as in, I feel really bad that you didn't think I would love you just because you did porn. I feel really bad that other people have left you because you had sex with whoever you had sex with because you did cocaine back in 85. No, I keep telling you that's different. That's a violent crime against another person. That's a different category. That's why I said that's the only one that can really get me.
Now you being selective about
which that
you're fucking.
Yeah, I am. It's my life. I get to be selective. Yes, if it's a violent crime, if you were breaking into people's houses or if you were hurting people, then yeah, I might be like, I'm straight on you because I don't know that part of you is gone. Because that's deeper.
So why can't
but
you
if,
understand?
if you,
so why can't you understand that men would feel if everybody has had you, then that's not something that I would feel proud to have. And most women know that, which is why they don't tell a man the true number of people that have had them, because they still want to be treated as.
Okay, so it depends. It depends though. It depends because let's be real. Every 10 years, we look like a different person, right? Roughly, right? So I'm just saying, you every 10 years you
for black folks, every 15 to 20 years.
Every 15. Okay. So let's say for the sake of this very fictional discussion, and please don't turn this into a soundbite where I'm admitting to something I've never been. Let's say for the sake of this discussion, that in 2003, I was the biggest hoe on the West Side. Okay. Biggest hoe on the West Side. Biggest hoe on the West Side. Okay. Let's just say that person. But you met me in 2020 in Los Angeles. And nothing about me said I was anything like that person. And as you got to know me, you didn't see me having the habits. I was always where I said I would be. I was very trustworthy. If I said I was going to stay with you, I did. I didn't do anything dishonest or nefarious. And then one day we go back to my hometown, Detroit. We walk into a neighborhood bar and somebody go, "Oh, everybody fucked Heather." And you said, "Well, why didn't you tell me you were the biggest hoe on the West Side?" First of all, it's not.
You met me in a different state, and I'm not on the sex offender registry. And
but I mean, yeah, okay, I used to be a hoe, but I'm not. There's no reason for you to think I'm a bad look for you or I'm bringing shame to you because nothing about me. Now, because let's be real, we both know there are some 40-year-old hoes that look the same way as they did at 20. They move in the same way. So when you find out they're a hoe, you believe it because, oh yeah, she's still a hoe out here. And then there's other women that's like, all right, yeah. So in college, I got a little wild, whatever. I grew up, I changed my life. I got to the root of my hypersexuality. I'm a better person now. No, I didn't tell you I was the biggest hoe on the West Side because it was irrelevant to the woman I am today. That's your choice whether or not you're going to allow me to grow beyond that.
Look, in college, I was wild. I was wilder than all outside. But it made me the grown and mature woman that I am today. I move much more wiser and I make much better decisions.
If I said I was stony from Set It Off, let's say, I used to set it off. Well, wait a minute. What you mean you used to set it off? Oh yeah, I used to rob niggas. I used to set niggas up, take their money. We robbed the bank one time, me and my girls. Okay, that's something different because that's a different kind of, that's an evil. I guess that's what I'm saying. Sexual proclivity is not an evil to me. Hurting others and committing certain kind of crimes are. So if I think that you have an evil inside of you, then I might be like, pause on this because I got to figure out who the fuck you are. But if it's just like, yeah, one time I had sex with a dude, I was 15, it happened, whatever. I like girls now. I know who I am. It never happened again. And I've loved you as this man for 5 years. I think it'd be wrong of me to be like, whoa, wait a minute. Because it was a long time ago and is this not who you are today? But I might feel a little deceived. Absolutely, like you said, I might feel a little deceived.
Yeah, it's not who you are today, but
all I'm saying is, whatever it is, if you used to be a booster, if you used to be a scammer.
But a booster and a scammer, I got to worry about what you gonna steal from me or my family. Like if I take you to my mama's house, you gonna steal?
If you used to be a murderer, if you used to be a hitman, if you used to be
First of all, you don't used to be a murderer. Okay. Murder is something you just are. It's a present tense.
Yeah.
You just
ain't murdered in a while.
I used to be a murderer. Like, no, nigga, you a murderer.
Okay. Let's go there. Ain't no such thing as you used to be a murderer. Ain't no such thing as you used to be a pedophile. No. Ain't no such thing as you used to be a hoe.
I agree. You could just say, I don't move like that anymore.
I don't hoe no more.
Yeah, that's not the choices I'm making today in my current life, but you can't erase it and pretend it. No, you got the label.
So girls finna capitalize and co-op what no homo means. It means she don't hoe no more.
She don't hoe no more.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I used to be a party girl, a big party girl. I ran with other party girls. That's one of the reasons why I know
That's
so much
another
game.
thing. That's another thing. Let's get rid of all these synonyms and coded languages.
No.
I was hoeing out here.
No. I was not hoeing out there. I used to like the club. I like to dance and get drunk.
Either you was loose or you did cocaine. One of the two.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all. I was a party promoter. I made money at the door.
Then you would have said.
And I also I liked to drink. I was a social drinker. So a lot of party people are there for the alcohol just as much as they're there for the sex. So if anything, I had an alcohol problem.
Yeah, but guess what?
No, it wasn't about the men.
Have sex stores. The sex store is called the club.
Yeah, I agree. But a lot of people go to the gas station to get cigarettes. It's still the gas station. So the club is still the club. Fundamentally, it's a place where people drink and meet and network and party and dance and
it's usually on the corner and it's usually convenient but overpriced.
And there are so of course it's a lot of hooking up because the club is also a place where young people go, and when you're young, hooking up is common.
Sidebar: how old is too old to be at the club?
What club? Is it a 40 and over club?
Distinct difference between a bar, a dance club, a nightclub, and a lounge. There's a distinct difference.
I agree. So you saying the club, meaning the nightclub where the DJ on the ones and twos, and it's the radio guy. Yeah. Ladies free before 11, 3 floors of fun. Your body tell you when you small, in my opinion. Your body tell you.
Ain't nowhere to sit down.
Yeah. I used to do a joke like that where I said, I knew I had to stop going to the club when the things that the radio would announce that used to entice me were the turnoff. So when you're 21, it's like, wall to wall, 3 floors, 4 DJs, everybody gonna be there. You're like, oh my God, we going. But then one day you say 3 floors, that's a lot of stairs. Everybody gonna be there.
Everybody can be there.
Yeah, everybody. Like, and the same things are turning you off. So to me, your body tell you.
Time out. Because my brother asked me this past weekend if I wanted to go to the Dallas Cowboys watch party that was being held at AT&T Stadium. Because although it was an away game for the Cowboys, they was going to open the stadium up, free admission. Anybody that wanted to come pull up and watch the game there, they could.
Right.
My answer was, nah, man, it's going to be too many people out there, motherfucker. They showed how many people was at that damn stadium. It was so packed that they had the whole parking lot in front of the stadium packed also. They had moved some TV screens out.
Yeah.
That means
some tailgating and some,
That means it was over 100,000 people.
Right.
At that goddamn stadium that night to watch.
Yeah.
Do that sound like some shit I want to go to?
Wait, here's the thing. The parking and the getting out of the parking lot alone is a turnoff.
My friends that perform, my big name comic friends, a lot of them come perform, and they'll perform at the theater, one of our big theaters here in town. I performed there 6 times. It's a big ass theater. Everybody that has a major show in the Dallas area does that theater. Sometimes I don't go because of the traffic getting in and getting out of that motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, so that's a good answer to your question. You age out the club. Too old is when you. Here's the thing: you too old when you irritated before you walk in the door. Because at 22, you don't mind sitting in gridlock. Yeah, you don't mind sitting in gridlock traffic when you're 22. You don't mind walking 3 blocks when you're 20. Parking 3 blocks away when you're 22. You don't mind sitting in line.
You loop that bitch twice looking for parking. You too old.
Yeah. If you did all that and you irritated at the door, before you even get your money, you like, you too old.
if
You
it's
too old.
cold,
That's
to
all.
you,
That's all the game. That's all part of the game.
if you pay to skip the line, you too old.
Nah, that's VIP. Come on, VIP is just.
VIP.
I ain't never stood in line at the club. What you talking
VIP,
about?
in Dallas, VIP and skip line are two different things.
Yeah, but in order to pay to skip the line, you have to have the money. So that's a flex for a lot of dudes.
Right, but a lot of people pay to skip the line, but they not VIP. They still get a GA admission when they go into the club. They just.
But if he want to show the women in line, he got some bread. He gonna skip, and he gonna pay for her to skip too. That's
goofy.
how. Well, a lot of men do it because then you're about to walk into the Thunderdome with all the ballers, so you gotta get you gotta start early.
I would rather stand in line with you. That means by the time we get in the club, we done got all of that small talk conversation and shit out the way. And rather than pay this bouncer $50 for both of us to skip the line, that's $50 that we can drink on. What are you talking about?
But the guys that do that have enough for both. That's the point. That's what I said. It's a flex.
Nobody
got
has
it
for both. People pretend they do.
Well, I'm from Detroit. They got
If you had enough for both, you would have got VIP where it come with a bottle and shit. We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
If you can, because like here's the thing about the party life. If you are regular at the club, sometimes you can't. It's only so many booths. It's only so many. It's a hassle. A lot of dudes with the most money will be at the bar. They won't even be doing all that.
Well, let me tell you.
I'm telling my secrets. Hold on. Let me stop giving y'all this free game. No, let me stop giving y'all this free game.
All of that sounds like bullshit to me. Because number one, I was a party promoter and shit when I was like in my early 20s. But I've always been a face card nigga. Like, I can count the number of times I've paid full admission to get in. And I usually don't pay full admission to get in unless I'm bringing a date with me and I don't know nobody there. Like, I don't know nobody working the dough. I don't know nobody running that motherfucker. I don't know no DJ. I don't know no bartender. Like,
You ain't got no plug.
Yeah, I ain't got no juice at this little old venue, which means that this spot was her idea. Because
why would I go somewhere I ain't had no plug? Right.
Why would I go somewhere I ain't got no juice?
Right.
Like if all, number one, because even if all the juice I got is I know the bartender, at least my drink's gonna be good. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? If the only juice I got is I know the DJ, at least when I get out there on the dance floor, he gonna be like, me, my nigga Black Ron in the building. And
right, you need to, a little bit go a long way.
You know what I'm talking about? Whatever little juice I got,
they know you. Okay, they know
you. Each building has its own level of juiciness, but that is neither here nor there. It's the juice or the lack thereof. That is the point. And I have always been a rather juice-having ass, juicy juice nigga when it comes to my face card. Like, I get in. Like, which is why I don't believe in taking no whole bunch of motherfuckers with me. People normally know my entourage. It's my baby brother, both my brothers. At the time when I had a serious significant other, my ex. And other than that, I'm solo. I'm dolo. I found out when I was like maybe 22, 23. Anytime you go out 4 deep as dudes, you're never going to run into 4 women that are on the same type time y'all on. Anything more than 3 deep as dudes is a loss. You setting yourself up to lose. You don't want to smoke no blunt foods on it. You don't want to split no bottle 4 ways. You don't want to split a section 4 ways. You don't want the bill to come and then y'all try to divvy it up 4 ways and find out one of y'all ain't got all the bread you're supposed to have. You don't want to ride in a car with 4 black heads in the car because that's a car the police trying to pull over. Like, and again, you're never going to run into 4 girls that are all going. All 4 of them ain't going, bro.
I mean, the odds of 8 people having perfect symmetric chemistry is kind of a lot to ask. That's a lot.
Even if one of
you
y'all,
doing good. You're doing good if you got one friend and one friend. But 3 friends and 3 friends, that's too much.
What I'm talking about, you got one ratchet homeboy, one ratchet homegirl, one professional that don't get out much on the dude side, one professional that don't get out much on the female side, one ugly dude that the one girl got to take for the team, one ugly girl that the dude got to take for a team, and then you got that beautiful couple that's really the ones that's really gonna talk to each other after this weekend and shit. They really gonna hit it off. They gonna end up going together and force us to be in mutual situations for the next 2 to 10 years, depending on how their relationship lasts. Like I know I got a partner who married a girl, and I said to him, man, I sure hope you don't marry that girl. And he said, why? I said, because then it means I'm gonna have to be around that bitch all the time. Because she had a homegirl that irked me to my core. And you better know that you better know that she was the maid of honor in that damn wedding.
Okay, well, listen. Love is stronger than pride. Sade told y'all that. Okay, so their love was stronger than y'all pride. It's not about you and her uncomfortable personality having.
My point is, it's better to go out by yourself or with one other person as a dude. As a girl, the more the merrier. There's strength in numbers. Y'all look cuter the larger the group.
Not true. Not true.
Women look way more attractive the larger y'all group is.
It depends on if the group is attractive.
But a big group of fours look like a group of sixes.
No, it don't. A group of fours like a group of fours. That's the bold section. If it's a group of NFL players coming or NBA players, it could be 70 of them. They all NFL players. They all look good.
I didn't say
that's the same. No. If the group look good, the group look good. The group don't look good in numbers.
I did not say linebacker build. I'm talking about in their face.
I'm talking about dudes. I said because you said dudes can a group of dudes can look real good if they look good.
Oh,
and a group of girls can look real bad. Dudes in suits,
unattractive. It all depends on how they dressed. Because if you see a group of dudes in suits, they automatically all look better together than they do individually.
Ron Tavius, you ain't never liked guys. You can't speak for this. I'm telling you that no, they don't have to all be in suits. If the group look good, all them niggas over there fine. Oh, what's over there? What's on? Why are them niggas fine? Is what the girls are saying. Let me
tell you where I find flaw in that.
Why?
I've seen buses of basketball teams pull up and chicks be choosing the whole bus. Like, ooh, girl, all them niggas look good. But if you look at them niggas individually, them niggas look like 7-foot aliens. Them niggas be goofy looking, gangly, eyes be too big.
Those are gold diggers. That's a different agenda.
No,
those are gold diggers.
I'm talking about regular girls.
Who would look at a bus of athletes and say, I'll take all of them sight unseen? It's not a gold digger one.
No, I'm talking about if you was to see those dudes individually, not getting off of a bus wearing
such what I said. Those are gold diggers.
Team gear. Like that nigga just tall as shit at Walmart. You ain't gonna be like, ooh, girl, yes.
But if I know for a fact he played for the San Antonio Spurs, I am. Because again, that's how gold diggers think. A group of guys is fine. Now I get the whole police thing and just it don't feel comfortable being in a car with 4 hard legs or whatever. That's cool, but don't put that on us because that's not what we thinking at all. If your group is raggedy, your group is raggedy. Okay, because again, everybody's attracted to something different, huh?
Dudes are very honest with each other. There ain't no way 2 of my partners look nice, I look nice, and one of my partners look like shit. And we all going out together. No, the nigga that looks like shit met us there. We didn't have no idea what the fuck he had on before he got there. Niggas are critical of each other. Niggas will walk out like, yeah, we ready. Hey, bro, We said it's gonna be some hoes there, my nigga.
Okay, what you saying? I'm saying go put some better shit on, nigga. It's gonna be some hoes there. Because we know, nigga, if we arrive as a unit, when we hit the door, there are certain women that clocked us soon as we hit the door. We all gotta step the same. Otherwise, we are judged by the lowest nigga in our group.
Okay. Yes and no. Yes, but no. Yes, but if I really want to talk to you, that nigga's not gonna stop nothing. So in a elimination, the first couple of hours of the night when we still think we have more options, better looking people can come in, doper guys come. Yeah. But okay, so like it's the 11, 12 o'clock.
That's prime
personality
out.
versus the 1 and 2 o'clock.
Right.
So at 11:30, when I'm like, well, let me see what else come in, that nigga raggedy, whatever, step aside. But about 1, looking around like, hey, this the best. Yeah, this the best. This the best it's gonna get. You get a last little late night surge of people about 12:30, whatever. Right. Anybody coming in after that is coming from somewhere else. They probably got an agenda or a reason for coming through or whatever. They got a group or something, party buses and stuff. But you coming in and I'm looking like, well, he is kind of cute. It's way raggedy. Now we bargaining like, well, only the one that's messed up. He cute. Well, I'm just gonna talk to him, but whatever, I can talk to him or whatever. That's when and them drinks have kicked in, so everybody's getting a little more comfortable talking to strangers and stuff like that. So I would say, I have another joke I do is about the 145 guy. 145 guy is the guy that has no standards at 145 because now he realizes that crazy. It's over. It's like now it's just like whoever like me, I think you pretty. Like whichever one of y'all like me, you're beautiful, and I want to get to know you better. You know what I mean? So there's definitely a timing to that as well.
So I wrote a joke and I wrote it on the opposite end, like women, because women often get caught up in the ranking system. You know, if you had to judge yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rank yourself? And a lot of women start getting altruistic, like, well, why does the ranking system even exist? And who the fuck said, or I'm a 10 in my own mind, but that's just all ways of saying that you know that you a sub 5. And you don't want to say it out loud because you know you're a sub 5. And it hurts. You look in the mirror. You know what I mean? So you want to deep shit like, well, I'm a 10 because I say I'm a 10. No, you're not. No, you're not. We both have seen 10s and they don't look like you. So
yeah, sometimes women would pull in other to me, the number system is strictly physical or strictly superficial, should I say. But a lot of times people will pull in
we're not gonna say physical or superficial. Let's say it's purely aesthetic.
Yeah, visual, aesthetic. That's good. But a lot of times people will pull in their other, well, I'm a good person. When I make my own, I got my own house. Like you're just a 5 with a house. Yeah.
Nobody, I've always said, no 2 niggas have ever been at the club like, hey, look at the personality on that chick over there. Nigga, well, she look like she good with kids. Like,
yeah, no, but what I have seen somebody be like, I have seen a guy be like, she cool though. No, that's my girl. She cool though. That to me, that's code for she not that pretty, but she's still dope. Yeah, she's still dope. Yeah.
In a bind, I take her down because her personality makes me want to fuck, even though her face or her body don't.
Now, I dated a guy one time, and I chose not to take this the wrong way. I chose to take it in the spirit with which he intended it. He said, I love people from the inside out. And it was like, I felt like he was saying, you ugly, but I like you anyway. Whatever. But I don't think he meant for it to come off like that, but that's definitely what I heard. Like,
you ain't the cutest knife in the drawer, but I cuts for you.
Like, I like people from the inside out. Like, so I'm ugly or whatever, but it's still not as bad as you saying I was a 6 earlier.
So my joke was, to every woman that doesn't know what her number is, just observe the time of night in which you get hollered at.
Hilarious. Oh my God, that's so funny.
So like, you know, the 10s get hollered at 10. Like when it's still free to get in. Like when
the twos at 2.
yeah, the bitch is getting chose in line. Yeah, she's a for real 10. Nigga ain't even got in there yet. And he like her. That's who I want. The 10s get chose at 10. You know what I'm saying? You 9s to 7s. Yeah, that's the 11 to midnight hour. The 7s to 4s, that's your midnight to 1:30. After 1:30, it's pretty much whatever's left in there.
Yeah.
So I met this chick and she had a 215 face. And everybody knew what that meant based off of the metric legend. We're talking about she was a 1. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah.
But I say, but God is fair because he give the best coochie to the ugliest, baddest, and craziest women out there. That's who God put the good coochie on. Like all men know this. That's the takeaway when we get that bad chick that's career driven and got her head on straight and she smell good and her coochie don't stink. We know that pussy gonna be trash. Because you got too much going for you. Like you the type of girl that get grossed out by giving head. You the type of girl that you don't do a lot of positions. You know, you get turned off.
Well, it is really gross.
What? Sex doing it?
No, head. It's really gross.
See, that's how I know.
It's gross. It doesn't, I mean, I'm not, it happens, but we're not going to act like it's not gross. Of course it's gross.
Grosser, giving a dude head or giving a girl head?
They're both gross.
But only
they're both your face in somebody's pee hole. They're gross.
But only one of them spits mucus on you if you do a good job.
No, they both do. They're both urine/mucus portals.
Do semen got mucus in it?
Isn't that what give it the consistency? You sure, honey? You sure it's no mucoid?
Yeah. Dude got mucoids. He got some bacteria.
Oh my God, what are we going to call this episode? Yeah. Okay, so I feel like this episode has a lot of titles. It could be called Body Count. It could also be called Negro Haberdashery, or it could be called Mucoid.
My next point about body counts. Body counts for a woman are important because they affect how your coochie smell.
And body counts for men are important because they reflect how many people you give bacterial vaginitis to. I mean, come on.
I don't know what it's called. Vaginosis, vaginitis. All I know is what's wrong with your vagina. That's all I know. That's all I know. It ain't giving what it's supposed to have gave.
Vaginitis or whatever it's called.
Your panties are never.
I didn't go to school for medical.
Your panties are never supposed to smell like pocket change.
And that's the iron in your body, honey. That's perfectly normal. That has nothing to do with
Iron Man.
That's iron. Hello. That's why. Pocket change.
You get your water and
okay, here's the thing. God created us to love each other, and we were supposed to love each other through the gross parts because every single one of us has a lot of gross parts. It's just gross.
Every woman want to act like her coochie don't stink a little bit.
Well, the ones that don't get used don't stink.
That's a lie. That is a
that's sad if that's happening because that shouldn't be happening.
Worse. Them the ones that smell the worst.
Because ain't nobody getting them together. Ain't nobody saying, hey now.
Ain't nobody expectorating that mucus.
Expectorating.
Yeah.
No, it's probably more likely yeasty, tight jeans, bad fitting panties, things like that.
Oh man, sometimes you take.
I like to educate people. We can't just be talking reckless.
Like a good beer. Goddamn me, I'm talking about Red Stripe, red beer. I'm talking about.
I'm so over this conversation. I'm so over this conversation. So to wrap it up, we agree that you should lie about your body count. And I'm glad that we agreeing on this first episode of the Double Down.
But we can find something to agree on. Okay, you know what? That brings us to our next section. Our next
What you mean we don't agree? We did all that talking for 17 hours and we don't agree? That's crazy.
That's what we're gonna do on the Double Down. Never agree. We're gonna disagree to agree and agree to disagree. But I tell you what, I can agree.
Shout out to the comments real quick, because they wilding in these comments. They got their own jokes. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us and staying in tune with this ridiculous conversation.
Yeah. To the people that came over that were once followers of mine from the Midnight Oil Show with me and Ty Davis, thank y'all for coming back. To the new followers and new fans, we appreciate y'all. It's Dallas, it's Detroit in the building. It's the Double Down. We're gonna have to come up with an emoji for what are we gonna call the faithful viewers of the show, Heather?
Oh, what are we gonna call our fan nation?
Yeah.
I don't know. The Double D's? Is that just girls?
Well,
guys aren't gonna want to be called the Double D's.
I don't know a nigga around that doesn't love a double D.
But that doesn't mean he wants to be called one. Hey, you're a tit.
A big titty at that.
You're a big ass titty. I don't know. That sounds kind of effeminate. I don't know. We'll come up with something.
You ain't the part by the deodorant, you good.
Fashionable Negro haberdashery. Okay.
Bespokes. Oh my God. The bespokes.
That is definitely my favorite phrase of the night. So how are we going to wrap this inaugural episode up? What is our question?
Segment, because I believe in leaving on a positive note. You know, this is all about harmony, Black unity, male and female synchronicity.
Are we going to do the one I suggested?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
So to close out our segment, y'all, I'm with you when you're right. This week, we're doing what's wrong with Black people names? Why the hatred for original Black names?
So I was on IG the other day and this girl posted up this thing that was like, Black people name their kids Eric and La Eric, but white people name their kids Hunter and Troy. What's wrong with us? And I was like, absolutely nothing. The last time a white person invented a new word was 1741. Every new word to the lexicon has come from a Black or brown person. So to me, what y'all call made up names.
Without giving us the whole nugget, what was the last word that was invented by white people?
In 1741.
Yes. Because I think I know what it is.
What do you think it is?
I think the word is motherfucker.
You think that was the last word?
Yes. Because that was a term originally.
Yeah, that's British. Yeah, that's British as fuck.
That was a word coined for the breeding farms, the slaves that were actually sometimes forced to breed with their own mothers.
God, that's awful. Wow, way to bring the inaugural episode down. Wow. I don't think that was the last word, though.
So you don't know the last word that was invented in 1747?
A hillbilly.
Hillbilly.
Yes, a hillbilly was a person, because they used to call the British the Williams, because they were all named William. So the Williams that moved to Virginia and Kentucky and moved into the hills were called the hillbillies.
Hill Williams.
The Williams of the hills.
The Williams of the hills.
They were the fringe.
And
the fringe settlers.
Are motherfuckers. That's crazy.
Yes, see. So when you guys want to talk about the Black girl that named her baby, Jefferson Tavius or whatever, know that she put some thought into her child's name and she was trying to be creative. Something that Black people do. That's what we do. We innovate, we create words. We keep the language going.
The suffix vious to end the word Octavius, Frontavius, Jaquavius,
leadership.
first of all, the Romans did that first. All right.
Yeah.
So let's not look down because the ancient African names were more syllabic than sonic. So their name didn't have a whole bunch of vowels and shit, and it was a bunch of clicks and hums and moans and stuff. So you go over to some countries in Asia and stuff like that, you ask a person what's their name, they tell you their name is dong. You be like, dong. You be like, no.
I said, different parts of the throat.
You be like, oh, okay. You go in Russia and look at how a name is spelled. It might be P, C, Z.
No vowels.
In both
17 consonants.
N, you know what I'm saying? And they be like, what is that? And he be like, Russell. You be like, you're a goddamn lie. You don't say Russell.
Popovich. It's like 17 Z's in this. Where did you have to get Popovich?
Look at some of them Greek names. Nigga, look at Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yanni Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, he got Pentin, Bentin, Tuong Kwong, Yongpon. You got way too many.
What we need to remember is that every word, every sound we make started off as something made up. You know what I mean? Like they're all made up. The language is made up. You know what I'm saying?
Differentiate each other from another. So when I'm calling out, everybody don't come running when I only want one particular person to come over to me. So I go, nah. And that means that person is that person. Yeah, let's not look down on a person for being creative.
And we gotta stop. We gotta stop tearing us down for doing that. Because that's actually something that's very dope about us, that we're still creating words for a old hybrid bastard language that is actually a composite of 17 other languages. So
new words, that means that we can create a new language since they robbed us of our old one. Don't look at evolution like it's something wrong, because we all got white folks' names anyway.
And Hunter and Troy are professions and cities. So that's not better. You know what I mean? Like, okay, that's not better. Because back in England, which is where, you know, the mother country for this country once upon a time, your job was your name. Yeah. Like your job was your name.
That's what I'm saying.
If his name was Baker, it's because he was the baker.
Right.
If his last name was Black, it's because he did something with metal.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's absolutely zero creativity, zero anything. It's like Mr. Baker. All right, that's John Baker. You know what I mean? They used to, that's why everybody had the same
Smith or John Porter or John Walker.
Exactly. So it's not, when we compare ourselves to the Anglican words, we need to do it with some historical context. So here we are being creative and innovative and being mocked for it and being compared to a group of people that had zero imagination, zero creativity, and spent 400 years stealing it from other groups. What are we really proud of? And I'm saying this as a Heather. I'm saying this is a Black Heather. Exactly. So, and if my mother would have called me Da Heather or La Heather, I'd still be the same person. A rose by any name. So we're gonna stop. Let's not take that into 2023. You bring me Deontay. That's cool. Deontay with every vowel.
I'm talking about every vowel. His name is Deontay. It's T apostrophe D apostrophe Ante.
Spelled AEIOUNTY. Okay. I think that's what
name is Tante.
That's exactly. And everybody call him something. He got 16 nicknames. He Tay over here, he DD over here. Okay, so what I do is when I meet people, I'm quick to make your name ghetto. So I'll take a Stanley and call him the Stanley. I'll come up with a way to make it ghetto. Because I don't like when y'all act like that about names. So
Heather is out here negrofying your name.
I'm a negrofy your name.
Back enough. Heather, ironically, is out here putting extra
Heather
on people's names. La Heather is out here.
And do you want to know why? Heatherica. I like that one. Heatherica. I like when a mama take two names and put them together. Heatherica.
Heatherica.
Because one time I asked my mama why she named me Heather, because I lived in the ghetto and there was no other Heathers. And my life was hard being the Black Heather in the ghetto. And she said, I wanted you to be able to get a job. And I was like, why were you thinking that when you were looking at your baby? Like, why were you thinking about where I would work and who would hire me? You know why? Because Black people have to think like that. So unfortunately, we have choices. You know, you can
got to have a resume worthy name.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole line of thinking in the Black community. And that's because racism, systemic racism, you know what I mean?
Employees. When now we can raise our kids to be bosses, and a boss can have whatever fucking name they want.
And as soon as it ties into racism, for me, I become very rebellious. So you want me to be Heather? I'm gonna be Heatherica, Chanel, Demetria, Lakeisha, Harris. Just because you're trying to judge me based off my name, I'm coming in the door like, what it now? Just because you're trying to judge me, I'm gonna give you something to judge.
Tyrone. That's all one name.
Yep.
That's my first name.
Jonte Tyrone. One name.
Don't overpronounce the Tay and Jonte.
Jonte Tyrone. Because you only got a couple seconds to get the other two syllables out. Jonte Tyrone.
Yeah. Now my middle name is Oliver because that was my grandfather's name.
Yes. But y'all can't call me that. Y'all got to call me Jonte Tyrone.
No, you can't call me Johnny O. No, you can't call me.
And now listen, let me tell you what white people will do. White people like to shorten your name.
What?
They like to make up nicknames. They used to call me Hev.
What?
And it would drive me crazy. Hey, Hev, stop calling me Hev. Stop calling me.
You could have just finished. You could have finished and put the "er" in there.
It's like, only one more syllable. And we're not friends. Or you know my actual nicknames. So you can call me, you can call me Heather.
If
or you call me Miss Harris. Yeah. Because everybody knows that a sign of love in the Black community is a personalized nickname. Everybody knows. If you got a Black friend, if anybody white is watching this, which I'm sure they're not, but if anybody white is watching this, if you got a Black friend and they don't have a nickname for you, they don't like you.
They don't fuck with you like that.
They don't like you.
They don't fuck with you like that. And their nickname for you probably don't sound pleasant, but it comes from a
place of love. It comes from a private joke or a variation of the pronunciation of your name. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let you be a big-eared ass child. Your nickname in the hood gonna be ears.
Could be. Or if your name is, if I work with you and your name is, and everybody call you Diana, I might call you Lady Di.
Save the world. And they'd be like, here we are with Dr. Philip J. Johnson, save the world. And we be like, hey, come here, my nigga, ears on TV.
Ears on TV. And we proud of you. And we proud and we happy to know you. And we happy that we have a closeness to you that allows us to have a personal name. I explained this to my first roommate when I moved out to LA, because I used to call her other names. And she used to just be like, what? I used to call her and her dog other names. And she would just be like, and I'll be like, that's love in the Black community. If I called you by your name, I don't like you.
Yeah, that mean you're a stranger.
Yeah, you're a stranger. Yeah.
Obama is bigger Barry somewhere in them Kansas streets. You better know that. It's a nigga that called him Big-Eared Barry.
Yeah. Absolutely. 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 Yeah. Or some other ridiculous nickname or whatever. So
yeah,
it's just what we do. And so we name from our heart. So yeah, your mama called you what she called you, but I'm calling you what I'm calling you because it's from my heart. So when I look at my baby and I call my twins Eric and La Eric, that came from a place of love. So let me have that and don't judge me for that.
And I hope your twins are boys and girls, so I can call them Denise and the nephew.
And Denise and the nephew, my angel and my king. Okay.
The one and the other one.
The one and the other one. Devontae and Dalvin. One time I met a woman, she named her kids Devontae and Dalvin.
Miggity Miggity Mac Daddy and the Miggity Diggity Mac.
Daddy Mac, Mac Daddy.
Mm-hmm. Millie.
Kid and play.
You better come on, because that's where I was going next. That's where the hell I was going next.
Girl, because you know what?
And those were clearly nicknames. Those were clearly nicknames they had earned somewhere along their childhood lives. They earned the names of kid and class.
It's two girls that are twins. Their names right now are Francesca and Francine. But in the hood, everybody call them Tia and Tamara.
Why? Because they twins?
Because they twins. Because they asses is twins.
And for no other reason.
And for no other reason. Niggas call them Tia and
that's Tia and Tamara.
Their names. Their names.
We got our own sister.
And they not even black. They actually half Mexican and half white. But it don't matter. They went to an all black school, lived in an all black neighborhood.
And so they got called Tia and Tamara. And they had wavy hair. Wavy hair. We used to have some twins in our neighborhood and everybody called them double mid.
Yes. Bookends. Look alike. Who knows?
Or twin, the famous twin. And you know what I noticed? I've never met white twins where everybody calls them twin. Every black twins I know, somebody is twin and twin.
Your name is twin.
It's twin. Your name is twin.
I don't care if they boys or girls. Nigga be like, twin.
Twin. Where your brother at? Flat out. And I've known so many white twins because I went to white schools. So I know so many white twins and nobody ever called them twin. That's ours.
The only people that called twins by their real names was ones who was real close to them and you can tell them apart when they wasn't with each other.
Right. Everybody else didn't feel like looking that hard at your face.
Too fat. No, Davin got a skinny face. That's a fact.
And you still got their names confused.
What's up, twin?
So yeah. All right. I think we ended on a positive message about fostering love. Black
comments. Let us know how our test episode of the Double Down went. You know what I'm saying?
Follow me on IG, Heather JAYH, and Ron is comedian Black Ron with a Q.
Always. And also be sure that you like, share, and subscribe. We're going to have all kind of extra stuff for y'all in a minute and everything. So to the double D's, the dubs, you know what I'm talking about?
The dubs. There we go, the dubs. I like that one better.
Thank y'all for pulling up. You know what I'm talking about?
The next episode not gonna be 4 hours. Just so y'all know. Every episode not gonna be 4 hours. So
4 hours, really?
Like 3.5.
Yeah. No, we not nearly gonna give them that much. We was in testing and talking. We're gonna give y'all like some hour long, you know what I'm talking about, easily digestible podcasts. But yeah, man, thank y'all.
Podcast station.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, because it's all about the particularity.
On this bespoke, fashionable Negro network.
That is the Double Down. Take it once, take it twice. And if you got some left, pass to somebody you love, man. For Heather J, I'm Black Ron, and we'll see y'all next time. Pull up.
All right, y'all.
Clear.